Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the day 19 of Techneev. Today's theme is strengthening social capital. Before starting the day 19, we'll have the glimpses of the day 18. The day 18 was on the same theme of strengthening the social capital and it was organized on 21st June 2022. The first technology that was included in the program was women-friendly farm mechanization and various agricultural implements. The technology was implemented by Dr. R. Senthil Kumar. He's a scientist from ICAR, CIA, Computer. And he told us that the machinery, the tool bank of machines was established using the 16 user-friendly and economically viable tools which were provided by ICAR. And after the capacity building, the women who were well versed with the tools and they had overall certification on that. Also, the adoption of the technology and the knowledge level of the tribal women was increased during the project, especially with the high priority machine like the power feeder, sprayer, millet thresher, and many others. The beneficiary from the project was Miss Sangeeta, and she said that she is happy and enjoying using the equipment, and her economic condition has also improved. And she also requests us to arrange for some of the training, hands-on training for operating the tractor and other power tillers. Another beneficiary from the same technology, Miss Madhu, told us that after the training, she's earning on daily basis as well as on hourly basis by operating the machines, and it is helping her support her family. The next technology that was discussed was technology-based coconut fiber extraction and value addition. The technology was developed by Dr. Raghu Ram Das, who is the Joint Director at Mitra Niketan, the Rural Technology Center from Kerala. The coconut husk that is available in plenty in the Palakkad district was what usually got wasted due to the unavailability of the appropriate technologies. Mitra Niketan made these waste to wealth converting technologies, which was developed at the research institute available to the people residing in the area. They have trained more than 90 women of these area and make them self-reliable. These women are now skilled and satisfied and even more confident to start their own startups. So, however, he suggested that some steps need to be taken to improve the economic viability of the machine, and that is what our panel discussion focused on. Some of the beneficiaries from this coconut fiber extraction machine were Ms. Rajalakshmi, Ms. Ramju, and Ms. Snehata. Rajalakshmi ma'am told us that she got an exhaustive certified training in the coir processing, and this technology helped in drudge reduction. She was unemployed for the last 12 years, but now after this training, she has started her own enterprise. Ms. Ramju told us that she learned coil spinning technology and got the certified trained facility from the Mitra Niketan. Also, that she is earning well and able to support her family and children's education, which has helped her in gaining respect from the society. Neelata ma'am told us that she has also started the core compost enterprise after getting training from Mitra Niketan, and she's supporting more such women and their families by empowering them. The third technology that was discussed was agrotechnology equipment on drudge reduction. It was a communication research project implemented by Dr. S. Nagaratham from Madras University, Madurai. The sensitization and the awareness which was provided in the sectors of the health and hygiene and food and nutrition. However, no measurable inputs of this initiative were obtained. But as the technology development and change makers were associated with higher education, students were utilized as vectors to implement the intended changes in the community. With this, we start with the day 19. Today, we'll be discussing three technologies. First is the modernization of traditional pottery. Second is the innovation of science, technology, and entrepreneurship project. And the third is the crop residue biomass composting demonstration units. So, for the first technology, I would like to invite Dr. Nidhi Srivastava to continue.
Thank you so much, Tusha. So to start the day 19, I welcome all the participants who gave their precious time for our program today. Thank you, everyone. So to start, today is the first technology, as told by Tusha, is the modernization of traditional pottery, which is offered by Integrated Rural Technology Center in Kerala State. Integrated Rural Technology Center in Mundur, Palakkad has started this work in traditional pottery way back in year 2002. To tell us more about the technology, we have with us Dr. Lalitambika. She is the former director of IRTC. She present here as a change maker as she devoted her life and expertise for the benefit of Potters community. And as a beneficiary group, we have Potters community of Palakkad district, Kerala. We welcome you all, sir and ma'am. Now to start with, I request Dr. Lalita Ambeka ma'am to please introduce yourself and tell us something about Integrated Rural Technology Center first.
And thank you, Dr. Nithi.
Welcome,
In
ma'am.
fact, okay, as you said, I have joined IRTC nearly 20 years back. Because I mean, you were asking me to introduce myself, so I introduced myself. I was a scientist in Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, and after retirement, I joined IRTC. And in fact, I was working in ceramic technology, and after retirement, I thought, why not work with the potters, which is also an area of ceramics. Okay, with this introduction, I'll start the work which we have done at IRTC for the upliftment of the potters. Integrated rural technology. Good. Integrated. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you. Just a small request, ma'am. We are not able to see you properly. You have to just keep your camera. Yeah.
Okay. Integrated Rural Technology Center started this work nearly 20 years back, as I told you. And the first work which we have done was a techno-socio-economic survey of the living and working conditions of the potter communities of Kerala. And from this work, we could understand, as the title shows, the technological status, educational status, economic status, and social status of potters of Kerala. And I need not say that it was in a very pathetic situation. The school dropouts were more in the educational field. The income was very low. The machines that they use were sort of primitive type, without any modernization, and because of all this, economic status also was very, and socially, because they were invited, these skilled potters, they were invited by the kings of Travancore years back from Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra Pradesh, but they kept aloof. They did not mix with the mainstream. They had separate language and things like that. That is the reason, at least in Kerala, why this community remained backward, and they didn't have a script also, and so they could not mingle with the mainstream. Okay, then. When we completed this work, we thought that, if I take more time, you can cut me shorter. Then, then we thought, IRTC thought that we should intervene so that we can do something for the potter community of Kerala. And our survey indicated that there are more than 1 lakh people engaged in this work. And Palakkad, because Palakkad, there are 45 colonies, a lot of colonies, and because of the lack of work and the lack of income, many of them have got converted to, started doing some other jobs also. That's also true. And then the first thing that IRTC did was the mechanization of the implements that they use. First was potter's wheel, with which they are shaping their articles. And earlier, they used to squat or sit on sit and manually rotate. Now we have prepared a motorized potter's wheel, energy efficient motorized potter's wheel, and gave training. And training. First training was given to Pulinelli, that a colony called Pulinelli, and there is a representative from Pulinelli. That is, I think he is there in the photo. Gopan represents the Pulinelli Porter Colony. He is already in the group. Anyway, we gave training there, and the trainer was the president award winning, skilled artisan, and like that. Now I'm not talking. I mean, taking more time. Now there are more than 100 motorized potters' wheels in Palakkad itself. IRTC started preparing, fabricating potters' wheels and supplying them. Because of the seed program we had, it was a great help for us. Huh?
So, ma'am, you are distributing it free of cost, or you are charging?
No. We took 50% cost from the potter and 50% with the permission of the seed division. We took it from the fund.
What type of training is given to these potters to so that they themselves can fabricate this motorized machine? For
now there are many people. There are many people in Palakkad itself who are fabricating.
Okay.
Any mechanical workshop can fabricate, but the first motorized potter's wheel was introduced by Integrated Rural Technologies. We did not take any patent or so, so anybody can make it, and now everybody is making. I think 3 or 4 people are making in Palakkad and supplying motorized potter's wheel. The second work which we had done was, I know the raw material on the Bharatapura, shore of Bharatapura, there was plenty of raw material earlier. But because of the tile factories and the brick factories existing there and all the first quality raw materials were taken out. And now in Kerala, there's only on Bharatapura shore, we get only second quality clay. And this second quality clay contains a lot of impurities like shell pieces of shell, pebbles, etc., etc., etc. And without making the clay, the raw material absolutely uniform, when these potters use this thing, suppose there is a small piece of shell in their product, and during heating, that it will expand and let out carbon dioxide. It will result in the breakage of one, which will result in the breakage of the other pots also. They shatter, and okay, that was going on there. Then we realized that the potter's wheel is a pugging machine. So we introduced pugging machine. Pugging machine means the raw material can be made absolutely uniform. And so that even if traces of shell or something is there, it is ground and churned and it's mixed all over, so that it doesn't affect the, during firing, nothing happens. So breakage has come down from 50% to 5%. So the production has increased because of our intervention, the potter's wheel as well as pug mill. Now everybody wants to use pug mill. So IRTC has fabricated a mini pug mill. We bought a pug mill that was a 1 ton per day pug mill, and but when these potters demanded that they should have their own potter's wheel in their own house, then we fabricated a mini potter's wheel, and this mini potter's wheel, it could grind 50 kg of clay in 1 hour. And it is a very simple machine that even ladies and children can operate this machine also. So that was also another mechanization that IRTC has introduced and transferred to the potter community as it is. Anybody can make it, no patent. And
we fabric potter's wheel as well as this pug mill, both is developed by IRTC only.
Both are mini pug mill is developed by IRTC only. Potter's wheel also, energy efficient potter's wheel also fabricated by IRTC only. Yes.
It's fabricated, or it is like the initial idea was also developed in IRTC, or it was taken from some research institute.
Motorized potter wheel, motorized potter's wheel. It was there in Tamil Nadu somewhere, and we got one potter's wheel, but we made it energy efficient by introducing certain other gadgets.
Customized it based on your.
Customized, yes. Made it user friendly, more user friendly.
Okay.
And then the third thing which we wanted to do was that introducing energy efficient kiln. We fabricated a kiln which was energy efficient, but because of the large size and all that, two or three times we went there, stood there, and then demonstrated it, but still, it has to be fully accepted. But maybe the one which we made was very big, 10 feet dia and all that. So these are the two things which we implemented, and now people of all over Kerala and especially of Palakkad, they in every potter household they have this mini pug mill as well as motorized potters. The third thing which we had done, the next thing which we have done is that diversification of the product. And for diversification, we introduced this the technique decoupage, decoration of pot. The decoupage is a French technique. That means a decoration of pot, and it can be learned by anybody within 3 days. And IRTC, we have given training to many people. Some of them have started their own decoupage unit in their own house. And some self-help group has been set up where IRTC helps them, and like that, this decoupage technique also has been made so that higher income can be generated. Otherwise, with 1 kg of clay, suppose you can make a small conventional pot, it may fetch 30-40 rupees. But with that 1 kg of clay, if you make a pot with aesthetic shape and it's decorated with decoupage, it can fetch something like 300 to 500 rupees. So the value addition is very much. And another thing which we have started was making tiny cute ornaments, ceramic ornaments with this. And Sanoj is the artist. I think he must be somewhere around. Might have come. And then Rema is there. She is this group leader of the self-help group. I can see her there. Then another wonderful. I mean, I say it's a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing means that we have given training to many colonies. Gopakumar, who is already there, he'll give you the feedback. And he was the main person. We had gone to more than 20 colonies. We stayed there for 10 days, in certain places for 20 days. I mean, the idea is that suppose we invite them to IRTC, 10 people may come. Suppose we go to the colonies, all the 20 or 50 people, 50 households who are staying there, all can participate. And there may be, especially ladies, when they get spare time, they come and join the group. Like that, we have given training to more than 20 colonies in and around, in all the 14 districts of Kerala. That's and we give regular trainings. So whenever there is a request from anywhere, 3 or 4 people or 5 people, we take up the training program. So, in fact, very recently we had a program. Very recently, and another thing which I forgot to tell you, that we taught them how to do relief work. In Palakkad railway station, we had done a wonderful thing. I say wonderful because whenever you come to Palakkad, you must go and visit the railway station. That's and there we have a Buddha statue with a 20 feet high banyan tree. more than 5,000 leaves, all made of terracotta. And inside also there are 2 banyan trees. That's a divisional office, not in the front, but in the divisional office. The main building was constructed by E. Sridharan, and we have decorated that wall with this traditional. Okay, so we teach relief work also. That's another thing which we had done for the community. Then you may ask me what was the benefit gained by these people. But I may
just a small question I have. Is there any type of training or help you provided these pottery community people regarding the marketing of their products, or you help them in marketing of their products or taking?
I know. I must accept that our marketing procedure is very not so good, but we have a showroom at IRTC itself. So we have many visitors there. We from the showroom we sell these products, and whenever there is a training program, in fact government of India has given us very many opportunities. Some of our beneficiaries may explain that also, and we had gone to, we have sent these people to Goa, Hyderabad, Bangalore, then Delhi. We have participated in that Pragati Maidan exhibition once, and in fact in the Times of India was so appreciative of us that the next day the Times of India put our photograph. I can show you. I'll show you. I'll show you the photograph after some. I can show you. If you give me, if you give me 2 minutes, I will show you that photograph. Can you see this?
Ma'am, can you just take it a bit far from the phone, ma'am, and it is quite visible? Yes, ma'am, we can see it now.
Paint pots at Kerala Pavilion.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
this
ma'am.
was paint pots at Kerala Pavilion, and I think you must see this also. This is the exhibition held at Bangalore. Abdul Kalam appreciating our work, which came in newspaper.
It's really appreciable, ma'am. That's wonderful.
Can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
And he wanted, and I'm standing there. He wanted me to explain how you make it and all that. Then his what is that? Accomplice or that person took him away. He did not give time to stand there for 2 minutes. Anyway. ADC took him away. Okay, then this is what I was reading, and a monograph also has been prepared by IRTC, modernization of traditional pottery. Okay, and this is in a nutshell. This is what we have done, and what I feel is that. The potter's wheel has increased their production rate, first of all. Otherwise, it was all manual thing. And the mixing of clay with using a pug mill reduced the breakage from 50% to 5%, less than 5%, and no breakage. And then the third was I will not highlight about the energy efficient kiln, but we could make it and demonstrate, but I am leaving it because people have not taken it up in a large scale. Anyway, then another one is many people are getting additional income through decoupage and ornament making nowadays after training.
So they have built up their local enterprises through this, ma'am?
Yes, local enterprises. And then we have set up a self-help group, and Emma is representing there. That self-help, she is there, I can see. And this relief work also with the help of an artist. the supporters can take up this work in households and big lounges and hotels and things like that. And over and above all that, what I will say is that they gained so much of confidence, self-respect, and faith in their own work. That's what we could do. IRCC could do for them. And thanks to DST, because DST was always, Seed Division was always with us. And I have kept a kept a big decoupage pot in Seed Division. I don't know whether it is there. I presented one to Ram Murthy. I don't know whether it is there. And I gave one to CSIR office also. I'm not sure whether it is there. Okay.
The program is brainchild of Seed Division only. So it will definitely be there.
Okay. And then, now my beneficiaries of this our program, kindly.
Yeah, ma'am. Now we would like to talk with the beneficiaries there.
Yes.
First of all, I would like you to introduce them to us. Will it be possible for them to speak in English, or will they be speaking in?
I know they cannot speak in English.
They will be speaking in Malayalam.
Yeah.
Okay.
And first,
you will be translating, ma'am?
I can translate.
Or is there any representative from their side who can translate it for us?
I know, not from pottery section.
You will be translating it for us?
I can translate also. And first I'll ask Gopakumar. Where is Gopakumar? Gopakumar. Gopan, Gopakumar is an expert in the area of pottery making, and a real expert. And he had been taking the lead in imparting training to all the colonies throughout Kerala. He always had been there, and we used to carry at least 1 ton of pugged clay, and also at minimum 4 experts in various areas. One person in making small aesthetic products with clay, another person very big pot, all that. And for everything, Gopakumar was always there, and he used to give the lead. Okay.
Gopakumarji, I would like to ask first question from you, sir, that what type of challenges you faced when you went to the society or to the community and you tried these people to come out from their homes and to make them learn this technology?
Govan,
what type of challenges you have faced, sir?
എന്തൊക്കെ ചാലഞ്ചാണ് ഏട്ടൻ ഫേസ് ചെയ്തതെന്ന് ചോദിക്കണം.
എന്തൊക്കെ പ്രയാസങ്ങളാണ്, എന്തൊക്കെ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുകളാണ്, പിന്നെ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുകളാണ് ഓരോ കോളനിയിൽ പോകുമ്പോഴും ഗോപൻ ഫേസ് ചെയ്തതും അവരെ എങ്ങനെ പഠിപ്പിച്ചു എന്നൊക്കെ എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്തോളൂ.
തുടക്കത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ അവിടെ പോകുമ്പോൾ അവർക്ക് ഈ പഴയ കാലത്തുള്ള ആ ഒരു മണ്ണിനെ എങ്ങനെ ഷേപ്പ് ചെയ്തെടുക്കണം, ആ പഴയത് മാത്രമേ അറിയുള്ളൂ. ബാക്കിയുള്ള രീതികളിൽ നമ്മൾ എങ്ങനെ ഷേപ്പ് ചെയ്തെടുക്കണം എന്നുള്ളത് നമ്മൾ അവിടെ ചെന്നിട്ടാണ് അവർക്ക് ആ ഒരു മാറ്റം അവരിലേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുവന്നത്. പക്ഷെ അതിലേക്ക് മാറാൻ അവർക്ക് കുറെ സമയം പിടിച്ചു. പക്ഷെ അവരെന്നും ചെയ്യുന്ന ജോലി ആയതുകൊണ്ടാണ് അവർക്ക് ഒരു മാറ്റത്തിലേക്ക് വരാൻ ഒരു ചെറിയ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ ഞങ്ങൾ കുറെ ശ്രമിക്കുക തന്നെ ചെയ്തു. അങ്ങനെ മാറ്റി കൊണ്ടുവന്നു ഞങ്ങൾ കുറെ ആൾക്കാരെയൊക്കെ ട്രെയിനിങ്ങിന് പോയവിടെയൊക്കെ. പക്ഷെ അവർക്ക് ആ ട്രെയിനിങ് നല്ല രീതിയിൽ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു എന്നൊക്കെ തുടക്കത്തിൽ തന്നെ. നമ്മൾ തൃശ്ശൂരാണ് ആദ്യം ട്രെയിനിങ് കൊടുത്തത്. പഴയന്നൂർ ബ്ലോക്കില് ക്ലിനിക് കടവ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന മൺപാത്ര കോളനിയിലാണ് ആദ്യം ട്രെയിനിങ് കൊടുത്തത്. അവിടെ ചെന്നിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ മൂല്യവർദ്ധിത ഉൽപ്പന്നങ്ങൾ എങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. അതിനു മുമ്പ് അവർ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത് ഈ കുക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്ന പാത്രങ്ങൾ മാത്രമാണ്. അല്ലാതെ ഒരു ചെറിയ ഫ്ലവർ വേസോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വേറെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു കൂജ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വെള്ളം ഒഴിച്ച് വെക്കുന്ന പാത്രങ്ങളൊന്നും അവർക്ക് അങ്ങനെ ഇത്രയും മോഡലായിട്ടുള്ള സാധനങ്ങളൊന്നും അവർക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ അറിയില്ല. പക്ഷെ അവർ ചെയ്യുന്ന ജോലിയിൽ ചെറിയ ചെറിയ വ്യത്യാസങ്ങളേ ഉള്ളൂ. അത് ഞങ്ങൾ അവിടെ ചെന്നിട്ട് അവര് കുറെ സമയം എടുത്തു അവർക്ക് ആ മാറ്റത്തിലേക്ക് വരാനൊക്കെ. അപ്പൊ അവര് നന്നായിട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് ഇപ്പൊ അവിടെ ഓരോ കോളനികളിലും ട്രെയിനിങ് കൊടുത്ത അവിടെയൊക്കെ.
Shall I translate?
Yes, ma'am, will be possible.
In fact, Gopan was telling that in Trichur district, Klinikadavu, Porter colony, that was the first one which was taken up by them. And when we go there with the modern potter's wheel and all that, sometimes they used to find it difficult to get adapted to the, but after 2 or 3 days, once they get trained, and Govind was saying that they insisted on using the modern technique, and after 3 or 4 days, they got adapted to using this techniques. And also, many of them, some of them are very enthusiastic. They will learn quickly because they are already conversant with the manual pot making, and so it was not so difficult. But some youngsters, they were they were enthusiastic to learn it, and they learned it quickly. And now they are appreciating it also. And then another thing is that earlier they used to make only curry pots and mud pots, ordinary mud pots and all that, but they introduced items of aesthetic appeal, and with a little bit of training, they can change. They can change the shape of the wheel. That colony people were quite happy with that. That's what he was telling.
So, sir, will you train them, since you, ma'am, as you told that you people are providing the fabricated motorized potters motor and the pug mill to the potters community? Do they train them to train them in how to maintain these machines further? Do you train them in maintenance also, or there is no maintenance required in these machines?
അല്ലല്ല ഗോവൻ നമ്മുടെ പോട്ടേഴ്സ് വീല് മെയിൻ്റനൻസ് ആവശ്യമുണ്ടോ? മെയിൻ്റനൻസ് ഗോവനും കുറച്ചൊക്കെ ചെയ്യാൻ അറിയാമോ? അല്ലാതെ ഫാബ്രിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നവർ പാലക്കാട്ടുണ്ടോ എന്നുള്ള, റിലയബിൾ ആയിട്ട് ഉണ്ടാക്കി കൊടുക്കുന്നവർ പാലക്കാട്ടുണ്ടോ എന്നാണ് ചോദിച്ചത്.
അതായത് നമ്മളുടെ അവിടെ കേരളത്തിലെ സംബന്ധിച്ചോളം ഇലക്ട്രിക്കൽ പോട്ടറി വീലും മറ്റുള്ള സ്റ്റേറ്റിലെ ഇലക്ട്രിക്കൽ പോട്ടറി വീലും തമ്മിൽ ഒരുപാട് വ്യത്യാസങ്ങളുണ്ട്. വ്യത്യാസങ്ങൾ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, നമ്മളുടെ കേരളത്തിൽ എല്ലാവരും ചെയ്യുന്നത് ലോഡ് കണക്കിന് മണ്ണിടും. ഒരു 50 കിലോ മുതൽ 100 കിലോ മണ്ണ് ഡംപ് ചെയ്യും അതിൽ, എന്നിട്ടാണ് ഓരോ പോട്ട് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ മറ്റുള്ള സംസ്ഥാനത്ത് നിന്ന് കൊണ്ടുവന്ന വീലിൽ ഒരു 10 കിലോ മാത്രമേ ഉപയോഗിക്കാനും പറ്റുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയ ഇലക്ട്രിക്കൽ വീല് മെയിൻ്റനൻസ് ചെയ്യാൻ, അതായത് ആർക്ക് വാങ്ങിച്ചാലും സർവീസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റാവുന്ന രീതിയിലാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇലക്ട്രിക്കൽ പോട്ടറി വീൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മുടെ കേരളത്തിലെ മൺപാത്ര പണിക്കാർക്ക് വളരെ ഉപയോഗപ്രദമായിട്ടുള്ള രീതിയിലാണ് നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഇലക്ട്രിക്കൽ പോട്ടറി വീല് ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നതും. അതാണ് കേരളത്തിലെ ഒട്ടുമിക്ക ജനങ്ങളും ആ പോട്ടറി വീലാണ് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ പുറത്തുനിന്ന് ഒരു പോട്ടറി വീല് കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ, മറ്റു സംസ്ഥാനത്തു നിന്ന് കൊണ്ടുവരികയാണെങ്കിലും അതിലേക്ക് അവർക്ക് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ ഇത്തിരി ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടും കൂടിയുണ്ട്.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I translate what he was telling? That the Kerala style of making using potter's wheel is that they want to keep at least more than 50 kg, up to 100 kg. He said, but I'm reducing it to 50 kg of clay at a stretch. And then from that top, they will keep on making and making and making until that 50 kg is over. But the motorized potter's wheel, which we bought, one from Bombay, one from Tamil Nadu, etc., it cannot take up that much load. And the one which we have made, can take up to more than 70 kg of the pugged clay at a stretch. So it is more convenient, and it doesn't cause much of servicing. It doesn't go bad all that easily. And Govind himself is provides service, that I know, because I have sent him in some places where there is and we have a workshop dedicated for making. IRTC had a workshop. Even now we have a workshop which fabricates potter's wheels. So whenever there is a, we give 2 years guarantee. When we give the potters, we give 2 years guarantee. And if something happens, we will send our workshop men to go and rectify it free of cost. That was, Govind did not say this, but I added that. Okay. Now come back to Govind.
Yeah. Gopakumarji, that my next question is that what type, like how this science and technology intervention helped in impacting their standard of living?
ഗോപൻ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
പറഞ്ഞോളൂ, കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
ഗോപൻ, ഈ നമ്മുടെയൊക്കെ സയൻസ് ആൻഡ് ടെക്നോളജി ആണല്ലോ ഈ പിന്നെ നമ്മൾ 50% കട്ട് ആയിട്ട് പോട്ടേഴ്സ് വീൽ എല്ലാവർക്കും കൊടുക്കുകയൊക്കെ ചെയ്തത്. ആ സയൻസ് ആൻഡ് ടെക്നോളജി കൊണ്ട് പാലക്കാട്ടെ പോട്ടർമാരുടെ പിന്നെ ഇൻകം ജനറേഷൻ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അത് ഇൻകം ജനറേഷൻ കോൺഫിഡൻസ് അത് കൂടിയിട്ടുണ്ടോ ഇപ്പോഴ് എന്നാണ് ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. ഇൻകം ജനറേഷനും ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ധൈര്യവും കോൺഫിഡൻസും ഒക്കെ.
നേരത്തെ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇവർ മാനുവൽ വീലിലൊക്കെയാണല്ലോ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ വളരെ പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ കുറവായിരുന്നു, അവർക്ക് വരുമാനവും കുറവായിരുന്നു. ഇപ്പൊ ഇലക്ട്രിക്കൽ വീലിൽ അവർ പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്ത് നമ്മൾ ട്രെയിനിങ് ഒക്കെ കൊടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞ പിന്നെ 50% അല്ല, അതിൽ കൂടുതൽ തന്നെ ഇപ്പൊ പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ കൂടുതലായിട്ടുണ്ട്, അവർക്ക് വരുമാനവും കൂടുതലുണ്ട്. അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ നല്ല സെയിലും ഉണ്ട് ഇപ്പോ.
He says that the production was very low when they were using manual wheel, and now it's not like that because the production has doubled, and naturally earlier the income was also very low, but now they are getting good income, and also the sale pattern also has improved. That's what he was telling, and so it fetches good money now.
Okay, thank you, sir. Is there, ma'am, any other member from the community who will interact with us?
Oh yes, yes, Rama. Sanoj varate. Sanoj was an earlier student. I'll ask Sanoj. I'll introduce Sanoj.
Yes, ma'am. Sanoj, sir.
Sanoj, good afternoon. Sanoj, അവിടുത്തെ പഴയ സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് ആയിരുന്നെന്നും ഇൻഡിപെൻഡന്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഇത് ഓർഡർ അനുസരിച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെന്നുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളും ആ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ പറയുക കേട്ടോ.
ഞാനിവിടെ ഒരു 5 വർഷത്തോളം വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട് IRTC. മാത്രമല്ല ഇവിടെ ഡെക്കോപ്പേജ് ഉള്ളൊരു ആർട്ട് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്. നമ്മള് സാധാരണ മൺപാത്രങ്ങൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാല് ഒരു 30 rupees 30 രൂപ കിട്ടുന്ന സാധനം നമ്മൾ അതിൽ പെയിന്റ് ചെയ്ത് നമ്മുടെ ഇൻഡിവിജ്വൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഫോട്ടോസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വെഡിങ് ഫോട്ടോസ്, പിന്നെ അതുപോലെ ബർത്ത്ഡേ ഫോട്ടോസ്, അങ്ങനെ ഒരുപാട് ഫോട്ടോസുകൾ നമുക്ക് എവിടെ വേണമെങ്കിലും കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന, ഗിഫ്റ്റ് കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു പ്രത്യേകതരം വർക്കാണ് ഡെക്കോപ്പേഷൻ. അത് ഫ്രഞ്ച് ആർട്ടാണ് ഡെക്കോപ്പേഷൻ ഉള്ളത്. മാഡം ചില നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. അപ്പോൾ പോട്ടില് പിക്ചർ ഒട്ടിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളൊരു വർക്കാണ്. അത് കുറച്ച് ഒരു 3 ദിവസം 4 ദിവസത്തോളം ആ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ സമയം എടുക്കും. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ അത്രയും വില ഇട്ടിട്ടല്ല ഇവിടെ കൊടുക്കുന്നത്. വളരെ സാധാരണക്കാരിൽ എത്തിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഈ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് വ്യാപകമായിട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. മാത്രമല്ല ഞാനിപ്പോൾ സ്വന്തമായിട്ട് ഇവിടുന്ന് പഠിച്ചു പോയതിനു ശേഷം വീട്ടിൽ തന്നെ സ്വന്തമായിട്ടൊരു ചെറിയ യൂണിറ്റ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ നന്നായിട്ട് പോകുന്നുണ്ട്. അത്യാവശ്യം നല്ല വർക്കുകളും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അതിൽ നിന്നുള്ള വരുമാനം കൊണ്ടാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ ജീവിച്ചു പോകുന്നത്.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you were telling that he was a student. He was an employee in the pottery unit for 5 years, and he learned decoupage, the decoration of pot, how to do it and all that. He said we can put birthday photos or any other photo or anybody's photo on that pot and make gift items. And at this time, he did not say that, but I must add that Sanoj is a very good artist. He can draw. He's an artist in the real sense of that. So, from his own manodharma, he can paint a lot of things around that
Sir, we can
computer.
see some of your products, sir, here.
I can show you. I'm in Trivandrum. I don't have many products, but I can show you some products. Yeah, I can show you some product. It's not a very standard. You should not take it as a very standard product. I am going out and giving the photo of.
So, Joy sir, can you just tell us by the time that that's very beautiful.
This is the type of thing. This is a Ravi Verma painting. And can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
They were my painting.
Manually, ma'am, or is it some type of technology?
It's a technology. It's a. In fact, it's a high tech work. High tech in the sense that
yes, sir, we can see that
it is on the fingertips of anybody. It is on the fingertips of anybody. Yeah, you can see another photo.
Yes,
and from IRTC, his. Yeah. Ravi Verma photos. Okay. Ravi Verma photos, or you take out some other photo, somebody else's photo. You show some more photos. Okay. And now how?
Yeah, that's wonderful. Beautiful.
Okay. We can put suppose I want my photo in the Shalimar Garden or Miami Beach or anywhere. I can put it that way. Because my photo, it's a little bit of computer work. But anybody can learn it also. All these people know how to do it. And it takes only 3 days to master the art. And then Sanoj was telling that he has started a small unit in his own house, and he gets orders, and it's a livelihood program livelihood thing for him. This decoupage, doing this decoupage work.
So how this value addition of the products helps in increasing the livelihood, or increasing your livelihood.
ഈ ഡെക്കോപാഷ് എങ്ങനെയാണ് പിന്നെ ലൈവ്ലിഹുഡ് ഇംപ്രൂവ് ആകുന്നുണ്ടോ എന്ന് ചോദിക്കുക സനോജിനോടല്ലേ?
നമുക്ക് ഏകദേശം ഒരു വർഷത്തിലൊരു 1.5 ലക്ഷം ആ രീതിയിൽ നമ്മൾ ടേൺ ഓവർ കണക്കാക്കുമ്പോൾ ഏകദേശം
he gets a 1.5 lakhs turnover from this work alone, from decoupage work alone. And then he has expertise in painting, and he can make other types of painting also. So he does that also. He gets orders for decoupage also. So that way it goes on.
And what about the introduction of these motorized wheels, potter wheels and pug mills? Helps in more involvement of women also in this pottery making, ma'am?
Yes. There are people who are good at using, among ladies also. Motorized potters wheel can be used by ladies also easily.
And what about sir, how many women have
but the community, they have some lot of misconceptions that ladies should not be working on wheels, something like that. And they have the Shuddha and things like that, and they should not go near the furnace during the periods and things like that. Whenever we go to the colony, we say that it's all Andhavishwas and you should get away with that. But they are always afraid their pots may break if they break the rules and things. So these
superstitions still exist in the colonies or in the community?
In the community, the superstitions are still there. It is there, but in certain colonies, even drinking habit was there. Even ladies used to drink, but now this is a situation 20 years back. Now I don't think any lady in the Potter colony takes alcohol.
So these
I
interventions
don't
help
think.
them in improving
And
their
also,
well-being.
and also all their children, all children, they're going to school. In fact, the central government had a program. It stopped 5 years back. അത് ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, സ്കോളർഷിപ്പ് 120 rupees, 100 rupees per month. When Dr. Vajpayee was there, he introduced this for the artisans children up to 12th class. And IRTC used to do all the paperwork for them and get the money and give it to the potters there. If there is a, ആ സ്കീമിന്റെ പേരെന്തായിരുന്നു ഗോപൻ? ആ പേര് name of that scheme, I'm just forgetting it. Anyway, that was there for 10 years. 10 years we had this program for all the children, and they should not, and occasionally all the pot colonies children used to be invited to IRTC, and we used to give 2 or 3 days training at IRTC so that they can get conversant with soap making, biotechnology, this fertilizer making, composting, this, that, and also we used to give and laboratory. We had a small chemistry, physics, biology laboratory that also we used to introduce them to. And then a lot of talented children also were there. So we used to try to promote their talents. That also has happened twice. The pot exclusively for potters children. And that was there.
Really appreciable, ma'am.
Yeah,
Just
now,
last one question from Sanjoy sir, and then we will wind up this session.
I know. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. I have one more person who is leading a self-help group exclusively for decoupage. Rama, come.
Yeah, Rama,
come and take it.
Welcome, ma'am.
Rama, come and take your seat.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, would you like to say something? Tell about something about Rama, ma'am?
Rama, she has joined some 15 years back, 10 to 15 years back. So, and now we have set up a self-help group. Of course, IRTC is helping them. IRTC is giving the work area free for them for the self-help group. But these people, they are earning their own living with this activity only. Earlier, before Corona, there were around 10 people, but now after Corona, it has just gained only, and we didn't have enough money for salary and things like that. Now 3 or 4 people are working, and Rama is taking the lead. But Rama, you have to tell നമ്മുടെ സെൽഫ് ഹെൽപ്പ് ഗ്രൂപ്പിന്റെ പേരും അതും ഇതും ഒക്കെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് എവിടുന്നൊക്കെയാണ് ഓർഡർ കിട്ടുന്നത്, ഓരോ മാസവും എത്ര, പിന്നെ 15,000 രൂപയുടെ 20,000 രൂപയുടെ അങ്ങനത്തെ അത്രയൊക്കെ ഓർഡർ ഒക്കെ കിട്ടും. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഫാമിലി കഴിയുന്നുള്ള ഐഡിയയില് എന്താന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ പറഞ്ഞോളൂ. സെൽഫ് ഹെൽപ്പ് ഗ്രൂപ്പ്
മാഡം
പറഞ്ഞു.
നമ്മളിപ്പോ 16 വർഷത്തോളമായിട്ട് ഈ ചിത്രകല സ്വയം സഹായ സംഘം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഈ ഒരു ഗ്രൂപ്പിലാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ വർക്ക് ചെയ്തു പോകുന്നത്. കൊറോണ ആയപ്പോ കുറച്ച് ഓർഡറുകളൊക്കെ കുറവായിരുന്നു. ഇപ്പൊ പിന്നെ ഓർഡറുകളൊക്കെ വരുന്നുണ്ട്. മാസം ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് 15-20,000 അടുത്ത് ഓർഡറുകളുടെ വരുമാനമൊക്കെ കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ ഇതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ് ഞങ്ങളുടെ കുടുംബങ്ങളൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞു പോകുന്നതൊക്കെ ഈ വരുമാനം കൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ്. പിന്നെ ട്രെയിനിങ്ങുകൾ കൊടുക്കാൻ പോവാറുണ്ട്. വയനാട്, തിരുവനന്തപുരം, അങ്ങനെ ഓരോ ജില്ലകളിലൊക്കെ ട്രെയിനിങ്ങുകൾ കൊടുക്കാറുണ്ട്. ഇവിടെ IRTCയിൽ വെച്ചും ട്രെയിനിങ്ങുകൾ കൊടുക്കാറുണ്ട്. ഇപ്പൊ കാസർഗോഡ് നിന്നൊക്കെ കുറച്ച് പേര് വന്നിട്ട് 10-20 പേർക്ക് നമ്മൾ ട്രെയിനിങ്ങുകളൊക്കെ കൊടുത്തു. പിന്നെ ഓർഡറുകൾ വരാറുണ്ട് പുറത്തു നിന്നൊക്കെ. ഇങ്ങനെ ഓരോ സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളുടെയും പിന്നെ സ്കൂളുകളുടെ റിട്ടയർമെന്റ് ഓർഡറുകൾ, അങ്ങനെ കമ്പനികളുടെ, അങ്ങനെ എല്ലാ ഗവൺമെന്റ് സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നും ഓർഡറുകളൊക്കെ വന്ന് അങ്ങനെ ഞങ്ങളിപ്പോ പിന്നെ കൊറോണയ്ക്ക് ശേഷം ഇങ്ങനെ മുന്നോട്ട് കേറിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അങ്ങനെ
She was.
മാഡത്തിന്റെ ഉപദേശവും അതുപ്രകാരമാണ് ഇപ്പൊ ഇങ്ങനെ പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്.
She was telling that the name of the self-help group is Chitragala Swayam Sahaya Sangham. So IRTC is giving the space for work, and the salary is being earned from the work, and they get orders from government institutions, schools, banks, from companies. Recent one, we got a big order from Saint Gobain. No, not so big, but this is what you have done for Saint Gobain. Saint Gobain.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, Saint Gobain. I like companies and. As gift items and all, they get orders. So 15,000 to 20,000 rupees, they can earn comfortably. That's what she was telling.
So, ma'am, how many women are associated with your self-help group, and they are now earning from this?
And that's what I was telling. That before Corona and even before that, around 10 people were in the self-help group. Now, after Corona period, it is there is no salary, government salary or anything. We were supporting on very meager salary and all that. And afterwards, now there are 4 people working there, but decent enough salary. They get enough earning for decent enough salary. That's the situation now, and hope it will improve.
So, ma'am, what's your opinion that how much of the problem in the pottery community has been sorted now?
Oh, I can't say how much percentage of, at least what I'm telling is that I have certain, how to improve this. That you wanted me to tell in the panel discussion only, no? Isn't it? Or should I say right now itself?
Yes, ma'am. No issues. You can say, tell. We can discuss about it in more details in the panel discussion. By that, as a last question, I just want to have your inputs. Like, do you think that the support which is provided by the scientific institution, all the knowledge organization, is enough to contribute towards the community, or still some steps need to be taken further?
In fact, some steps can be taken. IIT Madras is doing something. I think they are doing something. I see in the journals and all that like energy efficient kilns, and they may be doing it. They may have better designs and all that. IIT Delhi is doing something, and this way, if we can collaborate with others, other national organizations and all that in the kiln area, you can do more modifications, I think, but it will need real scientific input. So that way only kiln can be improved. Otherwise, it's a conventional kiln will go as we have done. Not in microwave oven, in like a ceramic wool. We packed a ceramic wool inside that oven and made it least conducting. Means that whatever temperature developed inside, it cannot go out. So that way, the potters are very scared of using it because the time required is very less, and the firing schedule they are not very conversant with, because you don't have to fire it very hard with conventional. I mean, log wood is the fuel for them, no? Wood and other thing, cow dung and things like that. So that has to be completely monitored and optimized. Then only they can use this sort of furnace. Otherwise, maybe better designs are with them. That I have to find out. And I think I think one thing which I mean I have it has never come to my knowledge that like the techno-socio-economic survey which we have done for Kerala, no state in India has done it. They wouldn't know how many potters are there in their state and what is the situation, what is the type of raw material, We have analyzed the raw material from all the districts and found out the impurities and things like that. And that's how we can control the breakage also well. Then you asked me whether, can you repeat the question once more? I deviated from what I wanted to say. And this is, I mean, there are, apart from interaction with the IITs and other institutes and all that, even in decoupage, you can introduce newer thing because we manually polish the surface. So instead of manually polishing the surface, some mechanism, some mechanized surface polishing can be introduced. And then the raw material also. Raw material, we have pug mill, but finer raw material means if we repeat the process 3 or 4 times, we get the finer the raw material, perhaps the pot surface will be
Yes,
will be absolutely fine, so that our product will become still better, like mirror polish. For that also we may need some mechanization. But this is not the thing which I wanted to tell you, which I can tell in the panel
we
discussion.
hope that more such technologies in the future will be there for the benefit of the pottery community and other communities also, and science and technology will continue to help them in making life better. So thank you all for coming.
Certainly. Science and technology comes for help.
Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. We congratulate on the behalf of Techneev team. We congratulate you for your commendable work. Thank you all for coming here and giving time to you. Now I request my colleague, Mr. Prabhat, to take over for the next session.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nidhi. Mr. P.K. Ravi, sir, are you around? I cannot see you. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Hello. Yes, I can hear you. Your voice is breaking, sir. Please, you are not properly audible.
Now clear, sir?
Yes, tell me.
Okay, sir. I am Pranam Surendran from Environment Development Society. I am working inside Agriculture Scientific Environment Development Society. Here, Environment Development Society is mainly focusing on the promotion of rural innovative.
Your voice is breaking, means you are not properly audible. Can you log out and log in once again?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Please.
Sanoop, sir. Surendran, sir. Are you able to hear us? Sir, your audio is not clear, sir. There is lots of, if there is system together, echo because of that, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Yes, my voice is audible, sir.
Yes, it is audible now. Please tell.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, actually, I am representing the Pyramid Development Society. Pyramid Development Society mainly focusing on the promotion of rural innovators, and through the various programs of Department of Science and Technology and other type of projects and various programs. Here today we selected one of the change maker, Mr. P.K. Ravi, who invented the pepper thresher machine for black pepper processing.
Okay, so is P.K. Ravi sir is around? I cannot see him. And you also please switch on your camera.
Yes, yes. Okay, ma'am. Okay, sir. Actually, the in regarding the background of the details of the innovation, peppers are usually threshing manually. That's one of the very time-consuming job, and for reducing the drudgery, the man, Mr. P.K. Ravi, invented the pepper thresher for the threshing of black pepper.
Okay. Okay, please continue.
For more,
Sir, what type of technology you used
details,
earlier before for the threshing of pepper, sir? How it used to be done earlier?
For threshing of in manual method by using leg, and that's one of the most time-consuming process, and the berries may get more damaged, and the percentage of damage is very high. During this time, he invented the pepper thresher for mechanical processing of black pepper.
Okay, I can see P.K. Ravi sir. P.K. Ravi sir, can you hear me?
Jayacheta? Hello, Jayacheta? On the mic, unmute you. Mic unmute you. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir, please switch on your camera.
ഇന്നോവേഷനെ പറ്റി ഒന്ന് ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് ആയിട്ട് പറയാമോ? തുടക്കം തൊട്ടൊന്ന് സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ് എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു?
അത് സമയം അതിന് കുഴപ്പമില്ലല്ലോ, ഉണ്ടോ?
ഇല്ല, മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞു.
തുടക്കം തൊട്ടാ പറഞ്ഞാ പോരെ? തുടക്കം തൊട്ടേ
പറഞ്ഞു.
2002 കുരുമുളക് മെതിക്കുന്ന മെഷീൻ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുന്നത്. അതിനു മുമ്പ് മറ്റേ എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് വർക്ക് ആയിരുന്നു. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞാണ് 2002 ഞാൻ കുരുമുളക് മെതിക്കുന്ന മെഷീൻ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുന്നു. 2000 അത് അങ്ങനെ അത് ഒരു എക്സിബിഷനൊക്കെ നടത്തി നമ്മുടെ സ്വന്തമായിട്ടുള്ള മുളക് മറ്റുള്ള ആൾക്കാരുമായിട്ട് സംസാരിച്ചപ്പോൾ അവർ പറഞ്ഞത് പൊട്ടിപ്പോകും, അതിന്റെ സ്കിന്നിന് ഡാമേജ് ഉണ്ടാവും എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞു. പക്ഷെ എങ്കിലും എന്റെ സ്വന്തമായിട്ടൊരു 10-50 kg മുളക് ഉണ്ട്. അത് വെച്ച് ഞാൻ ഇതിനകത്ത് ഇട്ട് നോക്കി. അതായത് ആദ്യം ഒരു പാത്രത്തിലെടുത്ത് ഈ മെഷീൻ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ട് അതിനകത്ത് ഇട്ട് നോക്കി. മാനുവലായിട്ട് ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം സ്കിന്നിനൊന്നും ഡാമേജ് ഇല്ല. പെട്ടെന്ന് മുളക് ഇങ്ങനെ അടർന്നതായിട്ട് പോരുന്നു. പിന്നെ ഞാൻ അതിനെ ഒരു സാധാ രീതിയിലുള്ള മെഷീനാക്കി എടുത്തു. മോട്ടറൊക്കെ സെറ്റ് ചെയ്തു. അത്
2002 ഞാൻ ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞോട്ടെ. Sir, he is telling that he started the pepper thresher machine innovation in 2002, and he collected the suggestions from the local people. They facing the main problem during the processing of pepper, more damage is caused, and he started his innovation with his own pepper berries from his own land, and started the pepper thresher machine making. Okay, ചേട്ടാ പറഞ്ഞു.
അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഞാൻ ഈ മെഷീൻ ഒരു ആൾക്കാരെല്ലാം വിളിച്ച് സ്പൈസസ് ബോർഡിന്റെയും അല്ലാതെ കർഷകരെ എല്ലാം വിളിച്ചിട്ട് ഒരു എക്സിബിഷൻ ആയിട്ട് നടത്തി, ഡെമോൺസ്ട്രേഷൻ നടത്തി. നടത്തി കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പം സ്പൈസസ് ബോർഡിന്റെ ഓഫീസേഴ്സ് വരികയും അവരിതിന് അപ്രൂവൽ തരികയും അതിന് ഈ ഓൾ ഇന്ത്യ തലത്തില് അതിന് സബ്സിഡിക്ക് കൊടുക്കാവുന്ന ഒരു രീതിയിൽ അവർ അംഗീകരിക്കുകയും ചെയ്തു. അതിനുശേഷം
he conducted an exhibition with the Spices Board of India, and they approved the further processing of the pepper thresher machine and for processing of pepper.
Okay. Okay, so can you?
അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇത് ബൾക്കായിട്ട് പോവുകയും കർണാടക, തമിഴ്നാട്, കേരള എല്ലാം സപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങി. അതിനുശേഷം ഈ PDS-ഉമായിട്ട് ഈ നാഷണൽ ഇന്നോവേഷൻ അവാർഡിന് വേണ്ടി അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുകയും 2005 അന്നത്തെ നമ്മുടെ പ്രധാനമന്ത്രി ഗുജറാത്ത് മുഖ്യമന്ത്രി ആയിരുന്നു, അന്ന് അഹമ്മദാബാദ് വെച്ച് അതിന് അംഗീകാരം കിട്ടുകയും ചെയ്തു. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം
2005 അല്ലേ?
5
Okay.
ജനുവരി.
Sir, in 2005, PDS also helped him to the documenting and patenting, filing, and he got a national award from the NIF in 2005.
അതിനുശേഷം ICRI എല്ലാം ഒരു 40-ൽ പരം അവാർഡുകൾ കിട്ടുകയും 2009 പ്രതിഭ പാട്ടീൽ രാഷ്ട്രപതി ഭവനിൽ വെച്ചുള്ള അവാർഡ്, അങ്ങനെ ഒരുപാട് അംഗീകാരങ്ങൾ കിട്ടുകയും, പക്ഷെ ഇത് 4-5 സ്റ്റേറ്റിൽ, കേരളം, തമിഴ്നാട്, അരുണാചൽ, ആസാം, തമിഴ്നാട്, ഇങ്ങനെ എല്ലാ സ്റ്റേറ്റുകളിലും നമ്മൾ സപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യാനും സാധിച്ചു.
He got more than 40 prizes from different states also, and he distributed the machine in different states, 5 states.
Okay, Sanubji, I have a specific question. Can you differentiate the quantity or the yield, amount of yield, what you were getting before this threshing machine came up and after this threshing machine came up?
Okay. After his basic innovation, he from the local people suggestion, he invented 3 type of machine. That is per hour 300 pepper kg threshed machine, and also multi-purpose machine. 100 and also in multi-purpose machine, that is the also the pepper threshing and white pepper production in same machine. That type of machine also he invented.
Okay.
From through various programs, Pyramid Development Society popularized this innovation. One of the project is the ISTI program by Department of Science and Technology. Pyramid Development started 12 units of pepper thresher machine units and as a service units. That units are very well functioning, and people get income from the they processing the pepper thresher, black pepper processing and value addition programs.
So can you tell me how many people you have trained for this pepper threshing machine so far?
So far we trained more than 200 people. We trained for the pepper thresher machine, and 12 pepper threshing units are started in all over Kerala.
Okay, you have been to you have told us that you are selling this machine in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu also, right?
ചേട്ടാ ഇത് കർണാടക അങ്ങോട്ടൊക്കെ സെയിൽ ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ലേ?
കർണാടകയിലെ ഒരു 50 മെഷീൻ 50-60 മെഷീൻ ഉണ്ട്. തമിഴ്നാട്ടിൽ അതുപോലെ ഉണ്ട്. അരുണാചലുണ്ട്. അരുണാചൽ
more than 50 mission from also sailed to Karnataka and Arunachal Pradesh and also Tamil Nadu also.
So how did you train people from Arunachal Pradesh and all? Means they came to you or you went there?
സ്പൈസസ് ബോർഡ്
ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത് എങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് അവിടെ
സ്പൈസസ് ബോർഡ്
that mission sailed through the Spices Board of India.
Okay.
And other program.
And how did you train them to how to utilize this machine, this thresher?
He also documented as a video program. That's also shared with them, and the people can easily simple technique, very simple technique.
So in Kerala,
women and also women can easily use this machine.
So how did you train these women?
In Kerala, we trained the people with the innovators plot and also from Pyramid Development Society also. But in other states, he share the video that also included the processing of pepper.
Okay. Do you have anybody from Karutha Ponnu Farmer Group?
Yes.
Can we ask some questions?
This is one of the units from the pepper processing unit.
This machine, yes.
Yeah. Jason Jetta. Hello. Jason Jetta undo kekavo? Hello. Jason Jetta. Some communicate error. Very rural areas.
I understand.
ജേസൺ എവിടെയുള്ള
ജോർജ് PG ജോർജ്
അത് അതെവിടെ പട്ടായക്കുടി പുള്ളി കുരുമുളക് എന്നാ പുള്ളിയുടെ യൂണിറ്റ്
പേപ്പർ യൂണിറ്റ്
ശരി
ജേസൺ some range problems are very rural areas, and that's one of the tribal based group, and 11 members are usually use this machine as a service enterprise, and during this season they processed the 4,500 kilogram of pepper during this season. And large number of local farmers are very useful to this technology and the enterprise unit.
So you are telling that for one threshing machine there are 11 trained members required to operate them, right?
No. That's only one
member is required.
Man is, okay. This is this enterprise started as a group.
Okay.
Kartapone social help groups.
Okay. So how many social help groups you have reached out so far?
Through this program, only 12
okay.
Social help groups.
Okay. And through other
another program, we Pyramid Development Society has more than 1,500 self-help groups are here for various programs.
Okay. And means what is your observation in finding that means when people started using this threshing machine, their livelihood changed from earlier positions?
Yeah, sure, sir. Change from very good. They get more income from this service center enterprises, and people are very well benefited through the program.
So this thresher was established at one place, and people used to come with that paper, and then they get threshed.
And service center, and the people the group get some income from this.
Okay, so say for example, for how much yield, how much service charges means are being charged?
For
Like,
sir, for threshing of 1 kg pepper, they 2 to 5 rupees per kg.
Okay, okay.
They charge. In some group they charge 2 rupees. 2 to 5 rupees is the amount.
So say for in one season, in 1 year, means in one seasonal crop, since pepper is a seasonal crop, right? So in one season, one person who is having this thresher, how much income they will or he will generate or she will generate?
Sir, actually,
Roughly,
that is a the machine has 300 kg per hour. And the kg per hour.
Okay.
More people come to for.
It will depend on how many people come to.
Depend on people come. Yeah.
And means what kind of specific requirements, like you have told that there is some half HP motor is only required, so it may be used in normal domestic circumstances also, right?
Yeah. അരയുടെ മോട്ടർ പോരെ
അരയുടെ മോഡലും പ്രവർത്തിക്കും 1 HP-ലും പ്രവർത്തിക്കും സിംഗിൾ പേസ്.
both 0.5 HP and also 1 HP motor also the machine
single phase.
Okay, can you try to connect once more with that group, that farmers group?
Jason Chetta. Hello, Chetta. Jason Chetta. Some connectivity problems are.
Okay, other than this thresher, this your society means how many technologies you are propagating?
We documented large number of innovations documented. We are also a collaborating partner of National Innovation Foundation, Government of India. Through this program, we documented the farmer innovation from all over Kerala. And through in ISTI project supported by Department of Science and Technology, we selected 5 innovations from farmer varieties and also from the machinery selection. And 5 innovations we selected and popularized all over Kerala through the 5-year program ISTI project.
Okay.
The farmer varieties are the pepper varieties and also the nutmeg decorticator and the pepper thresher machine and the tire rethreading system are the innovations selected to the project.
Okay, so then if you are not able to connect to the farmers group directly, so we will move on to the third technology.
Okay, sir.
If you want to share anything else, you can please share. Or if you are expecting something from our ministry or our support group, you can please share that, and then we'll move on to the third technology.
Sir, we plan to more programs to popularize the farmer innovation programs to all over Kerala.
Okay.
That's the main objectives of our institute.
Anything on technology support? Support for developing the technology? Anything you want?
Support for developing of the technology.
Yes.
And also popularizing and also
what kind of technology you are looking for?
Also mainly looking for the drudgery reduction of farmer for processing of the crops, mainly related to the Idukki district of Kerala. That type of programs we planned.
Okay, then thank you so much, Sanup Surendranji, and thank you so much, PK Ravi Sirji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I have noted all your inputs, and we'll move forward in this direction.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So now we'll move on to the third technology, and for the third technology, I'll hand over the session to Sri Subodh Kumar. Over to you, Subodh.
Thank you so much, Prabhat sir. So the next technology is crop residue biomass composting demonstration unit. And for this technology, we have with us technology developer, Professor B.M. Mustafa, who is a research coordinator of Integrated Rural Technology Center. And we'll also interact with beneficiaries of this technology who are from Palakuzi farmer community. So to start with this session, we'll first interact with Professor B.M. Mustafa, sir. So, sir, are you here with us?
Okay, thank you, sir. I am Professor.
So, sir, please, please tell us something about the technology.
Okay. B.M. Mustafa, a retired physics professor, and now after retirement, I was with the Integrated Rural Technology Center, Palakkad, as a researcher, and formerly 30 years of experience, teaching experience, and again in literacy movement, I was a coordinator in one of the area, and again for the planning board, Kerala People's Plan. 5 years I was with the state planning board. Then 4 years I was a member syndicate Calicut University as IT expert. And in this institution, I have gone through different types of innovations, especially in this rainwater harvesting filter units. And so now also I am doing some in-house projects also. This is one of the projects supported by Department of Biotechnology. Earlier, I was a project with DBT, that is a folding microscope project. That is I have done that one, and trained so many children, school children, and in all over Kerala in that project. Now this project is just completed, and some more results has to be taken from the field. Total 250 student farmers identified, and they are keeping the unit in their farmhouse. Okay, presentation. Okay, sir, that is enough.
Yes.
This is the thing.
So will you be presenting something?
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Okay, this is the we got a hub facilitating center. Is it visible? Sir, is it visible?
So your presentation is not visible, sir.
One minute.
Hello.
Hello. Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Hello, sir?
I can.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That is a hub facility center that is supported by DBT for 2.5 year period, just completed. The name of the project is Crop Residue Biomass Rapid Composting. That is instead of burning the debris, agricultural debris, how it can be converted into useful materials. That is the project investigations.
Okay.
Okay, sir. So your slides are not moving, sir.
Okay, that's not. Okay. Now, is it? We can see.
Yes.
Okay.
You can see.
Okay. And that is to avoid common practice of burning. And the major problem is how to. And earlier there was a ditch to made a ditch and where the debris is deposited and making compost. And we find out a material that is for that can be used for different type of composting, a hybrid system. that the capacity is 4 to 5 ton. And it can be used for windrow composting by using inoculum, then vermicomposting, poultry waste, that is chicken, poultry waste, that is waste can be used, and a mixture of any waste can be, even fruit waste also can be used in this cabin. The cabin material is so selected, and we took a few months to find out a suitable material that can be shifted to anywhere in hilly area, or there is no pathways, road, or any anything that can be transported. That is the material we selected is 18 mm fiber reinforced cement board, which is asbestos free, and which are having dimensional stability, easy to transport, and we noticed the thermal conductivity and water absorption of the material, then resistant mold growth, termite resistance, everything we examined and trials done, and we finalized this is one of the best material for fabricating, not constructing, for fabricating this one. That is this is economical. The total cost is about 13,000 rupees, not the roof included. Including the roof, it is 17 to 18,000 is the total cost, and yearly 3 to 4 times the compost can be harvested from this unit.
All right, so apart from the reinforced cement board, what other materials have been used in this unit?
Yeah, that is common practice is a brick or ferro cement is using, and it is not easy to transport from one place to a hilly area. Everything should be transported for cement, then baby metal, then brick, everything, and it is easy to transport. We are going to trial with other. And again, this 250 places we are geotagged. And, okay, this is the we are having so many classes for student farmers and sessions done. And the bottom waste paddy straw with agri waste means he's a good farmer. He's using paddy waste and other agricultural waste, especially in banana remainings, everything using. This is the compost unit there, and this is the pictures showing. And this is one of the innovations that is above the compost unit, and you can see in the front. This is a shutter. This that is, you can see separated strips. You can see that can be taken out, and the compost can be removed from inside. And actually, this is one of the different types of innovations made. A poultry farm, a poultry unit on above, and there is a provision. The birds can come down, that is, climb down into the composting material there. That is agricultural waste, and the birds droppings were there, and after a few days, 7-10 days, worms will be there, insects will be there. The chicken, the birds can be come down there, and they will till the material there, and after aeration will be happen there. That's why it will made a good compost, and again it can climb over. And this can be again some of the farmers there, they made their own innovations. That is, instead of a slanting structure, there is a flat structure for goat, then rabbit, and then quail. And again in local bodies they are now using it. Actually, we are not supplied for them. We are not given for them. They are adopted somewhere else, and they are using for collecting the on this street collected food materials are deposited on the bottom, and the plastic collected from house in packets they are storing in the above. That can be a storing space also can be there, and there the height is some more there. And the second picture is there is one poultry unit above. that is the custodians are visiting to see how it can be fabricated. Okay. And again, in the bottom of the unit, just back. In the compost unit, in different types, there was one is kitchen waste, chicken waste, then any vegetable waste that can be combined together. Then we can go black soldier fly. The BSF larvae can be collected from that one. Okay. That is the black soldier fly collected from this composting unit, and that is feeding to fisheries unit. And for supporting the farmers, we developed on training center. Below you can see that is the training and demonstration yard at our center, and different types of composting we are doing there, and vermicomposting, winter composting, inoculum using. We developed our own inoculum for that is a composting media for rapid composting, speedy composting. Okay, and again from farmers we are collecting the compost, different types of compost there. This is one of the cocoa shell composting unit at the right side. The compost they are harvested. We are testing in our own lab. What is the quality of the compost, the compositions, and what to be the shortage in that one. And we can expect them to add some more this type of waste in it. This is some of the different types of that is vegetable waste. Then aracanut husk media, then green, then banana remaining. Then one of the farmer using, instead of inoculum, he is using, that is the bottom left side. He is using liquid inoculum as a cow dung slurry. He is using for that. And yearly he is harvesting 4 or 5 times compost from there, and worth of 1 lakh, about 1 lakh rupees. And we are developed in away from the objectives of the program. We developed a inoculum for faster composting, then testing carbon improvement in soil carbon improvement in due to this biocompost, training given for all the farmers. And again, this in the new scheme PMKSY. In Kerala state, some different different states, the program was started. They adopted the method, and the team that is supported by NABARD. PMKSY is supported by NABARD. The team from the farmer and the technical persons came here and visited our farmer groups, and they adopted the unit. And now 300 units are to be implemented with their own cost. Okay, that is again we presented. This one is presented in so many places, and this is the there is a waste to compost. Compost, it is we are now focusing on waste to this larvae. That is waste to protein. Waste to protein.
Okay, so sir, what is the duration of this training?
Okay, sir. This is okay. Resistor training is how to keep the unit in the farmyard. That is a custodian farmer. How when it should be harvested. What is the frequency of the turning? What is composition of the compost, and how it can be used for their for agriculture use. That is our training event. That is not
so
for
this is one time training.
For entire family members we are training.
Okay. So this is one-time training, or you conduct
earlier, earlier the practice was burning the debris. Everything will be dried and burning, and even in summer season it is directly burning. Instead of burning, now they are putting everything in this cabin and making compost.
All right. Thank you. Please, sir, go ahead.
That is about me, the program coordinator for this one. That is given some brief description about what I have done. Now, now we are. That is last one is Kisan cabin was associated with RAS MBBR. That is a recirculatory aquaculture system with a moving bed bioreactor. Now, just we have established here, and there is one this Biotech Kisan composting unit here. In the unit, we are growing larvae, BSF larvae, and that is given to the fish unit. Again, in the fish unit, in the RAS MBBR unit, I have newly introduced a biogas system. That is actually, in my knowledge, it is a new one. That is a biogas plant in the RAS system. Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. So, so what are the key benefits of this biocomposting demonstration unit in terms of environment and air pollution and so on? So, can you please tell us the benefits, key benefits?
Two things. Earlier, I have told that to avoid burning. That is in everywhere in our country, the agricultural waste they are burning. If to have a practice of composting and to give knowledge that this compost is an enriched biomanure. It's a manure that can be better used in agricultural fields. That is one. And the second one is it can be used in other ways, in different ways. This compost unit can be used. This structure can be used. That is the second thing.
Okay. So, sir, have you also done any research to check the impact of this unit on air reduction of air pollution?
Okay, that we don't have. We don't have. But we want to study. We want to study because this is only introduced in 250 farmer groups. 250 farmer, they are custodians. And the capacity for okay. That has that.
So, what are the limitations of this unit?
That is
can you please?
One of the limitation is, and you see in the unit that is fiber reinforced cement board we are using, and instead of we want to introduce other type of light material in FRP or other material, easy to assemble. For strengthening and keeping it as the unit, we are reinforced with MS steel around that one. That to be replaced because it rusted after 4 or 5 years. That has to be established. Then again, the combination of to study the combination of the biomaterials to get a better result. Then again, in our practice, in farmers, the agricultural waste they are putting just on the basins of coconut and or any other plants. But actually, what happens during rainy season? Almost all the micronutrients leaches downwards because of the gravity. And in summer, it evaporates and goes. And after drying, what happens? Termite and rat or then these kites, everything taken away, bones and such things. The remaining will be only to get in the soil or plants. They will get only 15% of what we are putting on the basin. But here it is in a controlled situation. We are composting it. Everything will be inside and kept safe there. Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. So, so you are working towards the improvement of this unit,
yeah.
Right? Okay. So, I would like to connect with some of the beneficiaries. So, do we have with us Gangadharan KVG?
Yeah.
S. Gopinath? Okay.
Gangadi sir, പറഞ്ഞു നിങ്ങളുടെ യൂണിറ്റ് എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത്, എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് ചെയ്തത്, എന്താണ് അതിന്റെ ഗുണം? ഓക്കെ.
ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ പറയാൻ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
So can you please end the screen sharing? Can you please stop the screen sharing so that we can see the face of Gangadhar?
Okay, are we listening?
Okay, Gangare,
എന്റെ കമ്പോസ്റ്റ് നിയർ അബൌട്ട് 2.5 വർഷമായിട്ടാണ് ഞാൻ ചെയ്യണത്. കമ്പോസ്റ്റ് 3 times I will remove, then 4th time I will going on. Okay, I am not using vermi. I mean that's what is telling granular is not getting to me. Or ഇങ്ങനെ കമ്പോസ്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുമ്പോൾ നിയർ അബൌട്ട് 6 to 7 months വേണ്ടി വരുന്നു കമ്പോസ്റ്റ് ആയി തീരാൻ. ഓക്കെ, പിന്നെ എനിക്ക് തോന്നിയിട്ടുള്ളത് കമ്പോസ്റ്റ് ഇട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞ് 1 മാസമൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞ് നമ്മൾ മിക്സ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ സമയത്ത് അതിൽ കൊമ്പൻ ചെല്ലിയുടെ പുഴുക്കളെ ധാരാളം കിട്ടുന്നു. നിയർ അബൌട്ട് 5 to 6 കൊമ്പൻ ചെല്ലി. അത് നമ്മുടെ തെങ്ങിന് വളരെ ഡേഞ്ചറസ് ആണ്. അപ്പൊ അതിന് എന്താണ് ഒരു പ്രതിവിധി ഉള്ളത്? ഇതില് ഓരോ ടൈമിലും ഞാൻ ഈവൻ ഈച്ച് മന്ത് ഞാൻ അത് മിക്സ് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട് ഇത് വെച്ചിട്ട്. അപ്പൊ ആ സമയത്ത് 5 or 6 പുഴുക്കളെ എനിക്ക് കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ട്. അതിനെയൊക്കെ പുറത്തേക്ക് കളയുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ അതിന് എന്ത് നമ്മൾക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നത്? നമ്മുടെ മെയിൻ ആയിട്ടുള്ള എന്റെ കൃഷി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ തെങ്ങാണ്, പിന്നെ മാവ്, പ്ലാവ്, പിന്നെ മഞ്ഞള്, ഇഞ്ചി എന്നൊക്കെയാണ് എന്റെ കൃഷികളുള്ളത്. പിന്നെ ഒരു ഡൗട്ട് ഉള്ളത്, എത്ര ദിവസം വരെ നമുക്ക് അത് ഈ കമ്പോസ്റ്റ് കിട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എത്ര ദിവസം വരെ നമുക്ക് സൂക്ഷിച്ചു വെക്കാൻ കഴിയുന്നുള്ളത്? ഐ മീൻ ഡ്രൈ ആക്കിയിട്ട് നമ്മൾക്ക് ബാഗിൽ വെക്കാൻ എത്ര കാലം വരെ അതിന്റെ ക്വാളിറ്റി യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും? പിന്നെ അത് എത്ര കാലം അത് സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുള്ളത്, അതിന്റെ ക്വാളിറ്റി എത്ര കാലത്തേക്ക് അത് കിട്ടും എന്നുള്ളത്, അതാണ് എന്റെ ഒരു ഡൗട്ട് ഉള്ളത്.
കിട്ടിയ ഒരു ബെനിഫിറ്റ് ഇതിന്നുള്ള അതൊന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്തൊക്കെ ബെനിഫിറ്റ് കിട്ടി ഇത്തരം ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ്?
എനിക്ക് യൂണിറ്റില് അതാ പറഞ്ഞ 6-7 മാസം കൊണ്ട് ഒരു തവണ എനിക്ക് കമ്പോസ്റ്റ് കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ട്. അത് നിയർ അബൌട്ട് 70 to 100 കിലോ. എന്റെ വേസ്റ്റുകളെല്ലാം വാഴ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഡ്രൈ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഇലകളെല്ലാം ഞാൻ വേസ്റ്റ് ബോക്സിലിട്ടിട്ട് കമ്പോസ്റ്റ് ആക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഓരോ തവണ കമ്പോസ്റ്റ് നടക്കുമ്പോഴും 1 feet കമ്പോസ്റ്റ് നടത്തിയതിനു ശേഷം ഇനോക്കുലം, ഐ മീൻ ചാണകത്തിന്റെ സ്ലറി ഒഴിച്ചു കൊടുക്കും. പിന്നെ നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഒരു ഫീറ്റിൽ ആദ്യം നിറയ്ക്കും, വീണ്ടും ചാണകത്തിന്റെ സ്ലറി ഒഴിച്ചു കൊടുക്കും. Even
Professor B.M. Mustafa sir, can you please translate for us?
Okay, I shall translate. And he's having different types of crops, and coconut, arecanut, banana, then ginger, then turmeric, everything. In each dry leaves he are putting in this unit, and because of this, the most of the debris is from dry leaves. It gets 6 to 7 months for composting. And again, he is telling some shortcomings of this unit. That is, some insects are beetle type insects are seen inside. That is harm to some crops, and that has to be taken into for remedying. Okay, that's his telling. And he's getting continuously. He's getting compost, and instead of inoculum, his inoculum is cow dung slurry he's using. That is the inoculum as for faster growth and better enrichment. He's using cow dung. Okay, sir.
പിന്നെ എനിക്ക് ബയോഗ്യാസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ അതിന്റെ സ്ലറി ഞാൻ ഈവൻ എവരി ട്വൈസ് എ ഡേ ഞാൻ അതിൽ മിക്സ് ചെയ്ത് കൊടുക്കാറുണ്ട്, അതിലെ സ്ലറി കിട്ടണത്.
That's he telling he is having a small unit of biogas unit out of this cow dung, and the slurry coming out of the biogas plant, he is that is used as an inoculum and pouring into the compost unit.
Right. So, sir, I would like to ask Gangadharan sir, so how this technology has helped improve his livelihood and livelihood of the community, people in the community.
എങ്ങനെ സാറിന് മനസ്സിലായോ? അതായത് ഇതുകൊണ്ടുള്ള കൃഷിക്കാർക്ക് എന്ത് ഗുണം ഉണ്ടാവുന്നുണ്ട്? നമ്മൾ 250 വീടുകളിൽ വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടല്ലോ. അപ്പൊ കൃഷിക്കാർക്ക് ഇതുകൊണ്ടുള്ള എന്താ ഗുണം? ഓക്കെ,
എനിക്ക് എന്താണ് വളം വാങ്ങിക്കണത് പകുതിയാക്കി കുറയ്ക്കാൻ പറ്റി എനിക്ക്. സെക്കൻഡ് ടൈം ഞാൻ മോസ്റ്റ്ലി ഞാൻ അത് എന്റെ വേസ്റ്റ് കത്തിക്കാറില്ല. അപ്പൊ അത് എനിക്ക് കമ്പോസ്റ്റ് ആക്കാൻ വളരെ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഇതിപ്പോ വളരെ ഈസി ആയി അതുകൊണ്ട്, ഈ ബോക്സ് കിട്ടിയോണ്ട്. അപ്പോ അതുകൊണ്ട് എന്റെ വേസ്റ്റ് എല്ലാം ഞാൻ ഓരോ ടൈമും ഞാനും എന്റെ ഫാമിലിയൊക്കെ കൂടിയിട്ടാണ് അത് ഫില്ല് ചെയ്യാറുള്ളത്. ഒരു തവണ എടുക്കണേന് ഞാൻ മിനിമം 3 times അത് ഫില്ല് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്. ഒരു ടൈം ഫില്ല് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ 1-2 മാസം കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അത് താണു പോവും, ജസ്റ്റ് ഒരടി ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ. വീണ്ടും ഞാൻ രണ്ടാമത് ഫില്ല് ചെയ്യും. അങ്ങനെ 3 times ഫില്ല് ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷമാണ് 7 മാസത്തിന് ശേഷം ഞാൻ തിരിച്ചെടുക്കണേ. അപ്പൊ എനിക്കത് വേസ്റ്റ് വളരെ കൺവീനിയന്റ് ആയിട്ട് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്, ഈ അഗ്രികൾച്ചർ വേസ്റ്റ്. അതാണ് മെയിൻ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഗുണം. രണ്ടാമത് എനിക്ക് വളത്തിന്റെ പകുതി ഉപയോഗിക്കേണ്ടി വരുന്നുള്ളൂ, വാങ്ങിക്കേണ്ടി വരുന്നുള്ളൂ.
And sir, he is telling that for using this compost unit, he only now buy half of the manure from outside, and rest is getting from this cabin. And all of these family members are contributing for this. That is, they are all together collecting the waste from his field and putting in it. And that's saving money for spending in purchasing fertilizer.
All right. Okay. So thank you, Gangadharan sir, for sharing your experience and your feedback with us. So we would like to connect with Gopinath ji. Yes, Gopinath ji, are you with us?
Okay. Okay, thank you. ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ച ചില ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസിനുള്ള ഒരു ആൻസർ കൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് കിട്ടാം.
അല്ല, അത് നമുക്ക് ഇവര് നമുക്ക് എന്ത് മെച്ചം ഉണ്ടായി എന്ന് അറിയാൻ വേണ്ടിയാണ് വന്നത്, നമ്മുടെ കുറവ് അല്ല.
ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ,
താങ്ക് യു
വെരി മച്ച്. I'm very happy for this.
Thank you, sir. So do we have with us Gopinath ji or Girish ji, Jayesh ji?
Joined us.
Okay. So sir, I would like to know from you, VM Mustafa sir, what kind of feedback do you receive from people in the community? What are the challenges they face in implementing this technology or setting up this unit?
Okay, so one of the problem is we installed 250 farmers as custodian farmers, selected custodian farmers, and most of them are having not enough to fill the debris in the box, because this is 4 ton capacity at a time, 4 to 5 ton capacity, and because of most of the waste is this green leaf and remainings like that one, and that is they won't get enough quantity of this raw materials, and we are planning to plan now to have some collection materials from outside, from hotels and restaurants or some markets to get vegetable waste and food waste. Then that can be compensated. Or in some of the units we are given 2 units. They are having poultry, this dressing unit, chicken dressing unit. They are selling or throwing away the waste. They are from their shop. They are transporting this chicken waste to their home and depositing on this cabin. then using cow dung slurry, they are composting it. That one.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So, sir, do you also go to the communities and make the people aware about these benefits of this unit?
Okay. That's a okay. Definitely. Okay. Because we are having a team, and the Integrated Rural Technology Center having a team, and along with me now, you can see this is Dr. Hanish and the scientist here. He is always with the field and collecting data from there, then collecting samples, then analyzing in the lab, and what is the shortcoming in the compost, what micronutrients are missing in it. And always we are having a group also, a WhatsApp group and communication group. And again, we are keeping a small website for updating everything. We are having always connecting with the 250 farmers.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing the details about the technology. So, do you have any suggestion for us? Do you have any suggestion, or do you want any help from the government?
Okay, sir. This 250 units only we established in one district, that is the Palakkad district, in 18 clusters. In one cluster, there is 12, 15 units are there. But in all over Kerala, just now NABARD is adopted, and that's only 2 more districts. That is one. We want to popularize it. That is one. Then other one is we want to improve it with changing the material. That is a more lightweight material and less thickness, and that we want to some help for that.
Okay. Okay, sir. So we have noted your points. Thank you so much for connecting with us. Now for the roundtable discussion, I would like to invite Abhinav Singhji. Abhinav Singhji.
Thank you, Subho. Before we begin with the introduction of our guests in the roundtable discussion, I would like to tell, in roundtable discussion, we mull on how to make the grassroots technology replicable, scalable, and sustainable. What needs to be done to improve the lives and livelihood of the common people who either are the end users of STI technology or are somewhere in its chain. What can be done to increase the marketing of indigenous products, how value addition can be done to these products, and what in this session our sole aim is that we tend to promote and nurture STI based ecosystem. We have with us Dr. Ajit Prabhu V, scientist, chief scientist, technology development and project management division. Welcome, sir. We have with us Dr. M. Lalita Ambika, former Deputy Director, CSIR, NIST. Dr. C.B. Joseph, Program Director, Pyramid Development Society, Idukki District, Kerala. And Dr. Namita Brahma, Center for Ecology, Environment and Sustainable Development, TIS, Guwahati campus. Before I float the discussion, I would like to invite Dr. Ajit Prabhu for the keynote lecture. Dr. Ajit Prabhu.
Yes. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me for this. First of all, my immense gratitude to the organizers for inviting me to this program at a very short notice. But still, of course, considering the importance of that, I have accepted to give the keynote address and be with this roundtable discussions, just to share my experience out of passion with the tech development of technologies, specifically rural technologies or indigenized technologies. So I understand mine will be a keynote address. So I will be discussing a few points initially, and then specifically I will be coming to rural technology development. Is it okay, Abhi Singh?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You go ahead with your address, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. As all of you know, science and technology have created a phenomenal impact in shaping the lifestyle of man throughout the world. Of course, you know, this itself is very interesting. one madam is sitting in Guwahati, I am in Trivandrum, another person in Delhi, another person in Karnataka, another person in Andhra, and you see the connectivity, the technology. So that has made our life very easier. So technology has, of course, taken its role in improving the life of common man. The role of science and technology as an important element of national development is well recognized. To derive maximum benefit from limited resources, science and technology must be brought to the mainstream of economic planning in the agriculture, industry, as well as in service sector. Science and technology sector in Kerala not only provides better economic development, but also helps in balanced and sustainable growth by generating income and employment opportunities. There is a wide range of areas that would require breakthrough innovations and significant S&T inputs. These include, of course, areas like energy, water management, farm production, medical research, waste disposal, healthcare, communications, and so on. We have seen some of the excellent technologies for which, for a couple of technologies, Kerala State Science and Technology Council is also a partner. So in order to play a productive and appropriate role to service these national needs, several critical decisions which affect the S&T system are needed. That is what we need to discuss in our discussion, and we have to formulate a policy or design a framework. The slogan of the new science policy of Kerala, titled as Science, Technology and Innovation Policy 2017, is innovation by all, innovation for all. That is the slogan of the science and technology, new science and technology policy of Kerala state. That is called as Science, Technology and Innovation Policy. So innovation by all and innovation for all. In general, the goal of the new science policy is the formation of a new knowledge society. The main objective of the new science policy is to create an environment that can provide the wisdom of knowledge to all and to ensure the existence of a self-sustainable society. So the government aims at strengthening larger activities in science, technology and innovation sector to make them as driving force for the transformation of the state into a green economy with sustainable development. Of course, in this context, may I invite the attention of all of you that Kerala has started a knowledge mission, knowledge economy mission. The major thrust is for knowledge. So we are actually trying to proceed in the knowledge domain century through this knowledge economy. That is a phase shift that is going to happen. That is what, as in a state predominant with the science and technology or supported by science and technology, this is our vision. So the policy is presented in view of formulating an action plan to resolve the issues in different development activities in the state on a priority basis while assimilating traditional knowledge and utilizing modern knowledge. So many times we are actually creating certain models for other states by impregnating traditional technology and modern technology. How modern technology and traditional technology or the old technology can be clubbed together, and what are the interfaces required and how that can be improvised. Even for the first technology that is discussed here, that motorized, the pottery wheel. So you see how technology has been merged with. So this is, of course, the IRT's Integrated Rural Technology Center is a grant-in-aid institution of Kerala State Science and Technology Council also. So the highlights implied from the policy are presented in my scheme of address. Some of the highlights, only which are relevant to our topics of discussion. I am not going in detail. So the policy also calls for a coordinated effort to formulate a comprehensive science, technology, innovation framework
for the development of our own traditional systems. And also, science and technology interventions in areas like traditional industrial sectors like fisheries, handloom, kaya and cashew processing, where the use of updated knowledge is limited. So we need to give more emphasis and focus to this traditional industrial sector. How can we modernize it? How can we increase the productivity? How can we increase the production? How can we make it more profitable? How can we increase the efficiency, etc., etc. While the framework ensures the feasibility of meaningful deployment of technology in the state's own resources and traditional sectors, interventions that can enhance the development of enterprises must also be guaranteed. Therefore, the R&D efforts shall be profoundly integrated with startups and entrepreneurship development activities. So that is a must go in today's, the way in which the whole country is moving. So accordingly, Kerala State Science and Technology Council is striving hard to create an innovation ecosystem for technology development and IP protection, intellectual property protection, and push for startups. And I will just name a few schemes that we are operating, and then I will come to our specific discussion points.
Okay.
One is engineering and technology program, which is of course a research support program for encouraging and promoting high quality research as well as innovation in the emerging areas of engineering and technology. Another scheme is technology development and adaptation program. So there are a lot of freelance innovators who wants to develop something, but they don't have resources. They are not attached with any institution. They need some funds for development. So this scheme provides that support. So this is providing technical support as well as financial support.
Okay.
Up to 10 lakh rupees we are giving for technology development. The earlier one up to 30 lakh we are giving. That is for professional researchers, faculty.
Sir, before you narrate your schemes one by one, taking cue from what you said, I would like to tell the simple technologies can also be game changing. However, in the world where innovations and cutting edge technologies are made to sustain through huge fundings and other type of logistical support, do you think simple technologies have been marginalized? I would like to float.
That is what I am going to say next. So
yes.
Another scheme we have got is called Rural Technology Program, exclusively for development of rural technologies from grassroots innovators, rural innovators, farmers, agriculturists, etc. This is a highly demanding scheme in Kerala now. And we are providing both technical support as well as financial support. We are attaching them to the nearby technological institute. It may be diploma college or engineering college or maybe that kind of institution, through which we are providing necessary fund for the technology development also. Up to 5 lakh rupees we are providing them. And also, I'm going to stop with one more this thing. We are organizing Rural Innovators Meet. That the first letters coincide, RIM. We call it a RIM. Every year we are organizing RIM. The purpose is, this is actually an annual event, annual program that provides a platform for the rural innovators to exhibit and demonstrate their innovations or products, thereby encouraging and promoting the unorganized rural and grassroots innovators who are engaged in the development of exclusive rural technology, with or without any support. Some are very shy also to come forward. From my experience, I am telling you. Probably earlier, I don't know whether Abhi Singh was present for the earlier presentation also. One presentation from Pyramid Development Society that the beneficiary group is exclusive from a highly remote hilly area. That is a district called Idukki. It is a backward district that is in a very hilly remote area. There the beneficiary group is scheduled tribe. They are not accessible that much. So they are unorganized and they are shy also to come forward. So this Rural Innovators Meet gives a platform for them to come forward ask for technology, develop S&T intervention inputs, ask for other resources, ask for IP protection, etc., and mingle with other innovators also. So these are the schemes that we are in fact targeted to this development of traditional and indigenous technologies. So I will conclude by saying that there are a lot of challenges this rural technology sector is in fact faces. First challenge is technology development itself. Coming to technology development, many people have got communication problems to convince the technocrats what do I want. Probably the previous sessions also witnessed some people wanted to communicate and discuss, but they're not able to do that much. So how much they want and how much we are ready to provide, there is a gap. So where to get technology support? That is again a dark area for the rural innovators. Another thing, from where they will get resources, what are the procedures, whether the procedure is cumbersome and all. You know, even if you go to a village office, even if government, whether government of India or government of Kerala is giving some pension or grant, the kind of cumbersome procedure they have to undergo is too much. And finally, they will think, I don't need this 500 rupees or 1,000. So they are always afraid whether the procedure is so cumbersome and in future some problem will happen or not. So these kind of myths are there. So that pulls them back to going forward to institutions like Science and Technology Council or DST or Vigyan Prasar or so. Then another challenge is marketing challenges. They don't know how much valuable technology or innovation they are developing. They are still keeping that valuable diamond in the port and keeping it close. They don't know the value of the diamond which they have within their hand. That is a challenge. So how to do a technology evaluation properly and how to help them. So
yes, sir. We will discuss the marketing aspect as the session proceeds. Yes. With this, I would like to thank you and come to Lalita Ambika ma'am. Yes. Ma'am, Lalita Ambika ma'am, are you there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, I'm there.
It is seen that in the young generation of artisans, craftsmen, potters, don't take interest in their traditional family businesses and want to foray into new domains. What should be the strategy to retain them in their traditional occupations?
Yes, it's a very valid question. I have 2 or 3 points.
Yes, ma'am.
One is the availability of the raw material has to be assured. Those who are staying in the Indo-Gangetic plain, they may not realize the scarcity of raw material at all. But that's not the situation in Kerala. In Bharatapuzha area, it was there in plenty, but that was good quality. But that was all taken away by the tile factory and brick factory and all that. Now only second quality material is available in even in the Bharatapuzha shore, and in other places also it's very scanty. So what in order to improve, in order to generate interest in them, the raw material availability should be assured. And shall I tell you something in mind by which raw material can be assured?
Yeah, of course, ma'am. Of course, we would like to know your ideas.
Okay. What I feel is that there are low-lying areas in and around where clay material will be available, but it may be a cultivable place and there will be a lot of objections. Now what we do is that if there is a clay in certain area, we have to take the permission from the private, the owner of that locality, and then go to the geologist, stand there, approach them, in so many days, and ultimately when he gives us permission, and suppose the potter goes there with a JCB and all that, there will be a lot of people quarreling that is you cannot take out clay from this area, and nobody gives him police protection or anything. And unfortunately, the poor the potter is in trouble and they will go back without taking any raw material. And so now he has to resort to clandestine mining or buying clay with atrocious rates. Instead of that, what I'm going to tell is, in the low-lying area is available there. The government has to give permission to keep the topsoil. What I say is that 1 foot width soil can be kept aside on the side of the plot. Okay, topsoil has to be kept aside, and it has to be kept safely, and then go down. Maybe depending upon the availability of clay, maybe 1 feet depth or 2 feet depth. You can take out the clay, and after taking out the clay, that clay, from where you have taken the clay out, that area can be filled with some other soil. No problem. But then it has to be properly covered with the topsoil, which we have kept aside. 1 foot depth topsoil we have kept aside, as I told you, and that soil has to be spread on over this. So it can be used for any cultivation, whichever cultivation, paddy cultivation or whatever cultivation they have been doing.
I would like to intervene. And I would like to ask why they are stopped from taking out the clay. Does that goes against the mining rules, and that's why they have been stopped by the government agencies?
No, it's not that. It's not that. You have to get as I told you, we have to get the help of the geologist, and geologist is he will approve it. He will certainly approve it, because the demand of the potter is not so much. He wants to take out only a few tons of, maybe 10 tons or 20 tons. But the people around, they will protest it.
Okay.
So it will create problem for him. So who will protect him if the people around are not agreeing, not allowing him? In fact, in 1 or 2 places, I had been there. I have seen all these situations. So ultimately, we had to leave that place and then come back without taking any sample. So that way, government, geologist is the government itself. He has already given the sanction. But then, suppose the people staying around, they come and shout at him, shout at the potter and the JCB hold, and I mean, he cannot do work there. So that way, and this is one thing. I know. I have a suggestion, and I have not completed. This clay has to be pugged and packed in 50 kg bags or 100 kg bags or 200 kg bags, and it should be available in the market for ready purchase of a potter. There should be the government can make an agency or a group for preparing the raw material, taking out the raw material and preparing it for production on a potter's wheel. So this raw material itself can be categorized into different ways. One can be very fine for ornaments, other can be useful for ordinary mud pots and curry pots and all that, and another not so intensively processed can be used for gamla or flower pots. So like that, you can categorize, the cost also will be different. So value-added products, that way raw material has to be made available in Gujarat or Indo-Gangetic Plain and all the states and all that. This is not a problem, but Kerala faces this. This is one problem.
If the sand is transported or the clay is transported from one state to another, then it would incur transportation cost, and that would add to the value.
It will incur transportation costs, and also it is against law. You have to go all the way for a sanction and all that. If I have to get, if I have to get clay from Tamil Nadu, where it is a little more plenty available, and I have to get special sanction, otherwise the police will catch me on the way. It
So you
cannot be.
set up a packaging.
It's something like it's like a clandestine transporting of raw material.
Ma'am, you
So
said
that
about
way
the
also,
packaging of the clay, that it should be packed in 10, 20, and 50 kg packs. Would be helpful? This endeavor would be helpful in reducing the cost, or it will cost more burden on the potters, because they have to.
No. It will not cause. It will not cause because there is no drudgery of going to a certain area and collecting the sample, because sample is already collected. There is no the drudgery regarding the processing of clay. That also is removed by pugging the clay nicely, and the packing in 100 kg bags and all that. Suppose I go to the market, I want to buy 100 kg rice, I can go easily and buy it and come back. Like that, the potter also should be able to go to the market. Suppose he wants a half a ton, 500 kg of clay. With a jeep or whatever, he can go there, purchase 100 kg of clay and come back to his house and start working. So a lot of drudgery also is removed. Only thing is that it has to be supervised nicely. Okay. That's one way of reducing, one way of collecting the clay and reducing the drudgery, making the clay available to the potter for different applications. Okay. And now I know. Suppose I want to make a statue. It may need another type of processing. Suppose I need to make ornaments. It may need another type of processing. And suppose ordinary gamla. It's a different type of processing, and ordinary curry pot is a different. So this is what I meant. For each, you can put the cost also accordingly. And another way of improving their lifestyle or marketing is online marketing, for which at least in Kerala, potters are in a not so aggressive, or they don't know how to do it also, and it's not done properly. That is one thing. So online marketing has to be started with more vigor and enthusiasm. That's one thing. And another thing I have to suggest is special designs should be introduced. Now we have only conventional designs. There is an institute, Regional Design and Technical Development Wing in Bangalore. Hope you know that. So it's a central government organized. It is a central government organization, and based on our request, 2 times they had come to IRTC and given training to 30 potters each time, and they give the training free, and provided we provide accommodation and food and all that for the participants, that is potters. So we had done it 2 times because we had a seed project at that time. So a DST project at that time, we had done that. So like innovative designs has to be introduced to cater to the needs of the modern people. That's if it is a very innovative design, the earthen color, it is very attractive, and even urban residents will appreciate this earthenware material very much, and hotels also will appreciate it very much. And then again, I have one more suggestion, that is interstate interaction. Because I've seen Bengal potteries. It is a different trend. It has a UP pottery with all white designs and all that. It looks beautiful. Then it has got. Then we have Rajasthani blue pottery. And in North India, there are different types of very attractive and varied designs in the area of pottery. So, in fact, once I tried and put up a proposal also to bring out all the artisans from all over India, and try to arrange a workshop at IRTC so that we can teach our decoupage to them. They can teach the Bengali pottery to us, or white pottery, blue pottery of Rajasthan, etc. So that also I think it can promote the artistic concern of the people, and also interaction with other artisans of different states and all that. Our skill also may improve, and other skill also may improve because of this interaction. These are the three things: raw material, and then online marketing has been promoted aggressively, and also interstate interaction will. These are some of the concerns or ideas I have in improving.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ma'am. And I would like to know more about this from you, but not before I come to Dr. Sibi Joseph. Dr. Sibi?
Yes, yes.
Dr. Sibi, a huge gap exists in terms of the final prices at which any products are being sold, and what ends up in the pocket of the potters or artisans or farmers, what we can say. What can be done to maximize this profit?
First of all, I thank DST for giving me an opportunity to share our experiences with regard to promoting local innovations and also taking science and technology to the grassroots people.
We are glad to have you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I think marketing is a serious issue, because to maximize the profit of the local innovators, the marketing is an issue. See, PDS we have been working for the last 30 years. From 90s onwards, we have been working on promoting local practices and promoting local innovations. And also we have, with the support of DST, we have established a separate department called Land to Lab, where we are trying to document the local practices and the innovations and taking it to the public domain, and also doing validation, standardization, prototyping, and also final products. So the issue is that, the issue with the local innovations, our experience is that, most of the innovators, we have documented more than 1,000 innovations from Kerala, different districts of Kerala. And out of that, around 72 innovations were awarded by National Innovation Foundation at the national level. But the issue is that, today we have presented that pepper thresher. The pepper thresher was successful because the innovator was enterprising. He was enterprising, and he was able to invest his own capital. He could establish a workshop, a small workshop. He could invest on prototyping, developing different models, and finally he was successful in developing a final product. So he has spent lakhs and lakhs of rupees on that. Because he was successful because he was able to pump that much amount in that. So many of the innovators are not successful because this part is lacking. They are not enterprise. First of all, they are not enterprising. They are not entrepreneurs. Most of them are not enterprising. So now they keep their innovations with them, and they do not want to share it with others, because just out of curiosity or out of passion they innovate something. But only very few people who make use of this. So pepper thresher is one. So what is important is taking this innovation, standardizing, and also popularization. This is very much important. And the popularization, we can use different ways. So only through popularization we can maximize their profits, the innovators' profit. So for that we can use different mechanisms like PDS. We have established a Innovators Technology Development Center, ITDC, where we have exhibited more than 100 innovations. The prototypes are developed and it is exhibited in the exhibition hall. So the farmers, the college students, And they are all, when they are coming, visiting pyramid, they are visiting these innovations, and they are getting first-hand information about the innovation, about the innovator, his contact details. This is one way where how we can take the innovation to the public. And another way, we have established a website exclusively for innovators, for innovations, for exhibiting different innovators and taking it to the public. And also, see, access. And another one is, see, farmers are the only group who are not organized. So taking the innovations to the public, or taking the innovations to farmers, because PDS, we have most of the innovations are useful for the farmers. It is related to different crop varieties, different processing, agriculture processing technologies, and these are all innovated by local farmers. So taking these innovations to more farmers, I think the limiting factor is that they are not organized. So we are using the self-help groups, we are using the farmers forums, farmers clubs. Now a new concept is coming, that the farmer producer organizations. So as per the government policy, every block there should be a farmer producer organization, and which is a cluster of more than 500 farmers. So we can once these FPOs have access to these technologies, I think this can be easily these technologies can be easily accessed by many of the farmers in the block. So, and we can you can make use of that facility, that farmer producer as a bigger forum of, that's a bigger farmers forum. See, when we talk about the self-help groups or farmers group, they are all at a grassroots level, maybe 10 members, 20 members. So it is limited to a small village. But when it comes to a FPO, it's at the block level, or even there are FPOs which are operating at the state level. So it is more easy to take this innovation to farmers through this clusters. And through that, these farmers, these innovators or innovations get a wider publicity, and this also can be used as a marketing channel for the innovators, because we will go, because NABARD, and so now the central government, agriculture ministry, and through NABARD and NCDC, through different implementing organizations, this FPO is largely promoted in different blocks. In Kerala, more than 300 FPOs are now there now, and more and more FPOs are coming. So this is a very good platform where we can take these innovations to the farmers and to the rural level. So we need to focus on, one is on promoting entrepreneurship, because many innovations, they still remain at the raw form. So they need capital for prototyping and product development, and also they need support in entrepreneurship. And one more thing, our experience is a product development is a time-consuming process, because many of the innovations right now, they are in the raw form. So in order to standardize and in order to make it as a marketable product, the innovations, so we need a lot of time. So prototyping and arriving at a final product, it takes a lot of time. So, and a lot of time and a lot of money is required. And if there's some of the innovators can be, if the innovators can be helped in these areas, I think many innovations are promising ones. We have our innovation, we have our exhibition center where we have exhibited more than 100 innovations, which are promising ones, which are really useful for the farmers, which will really enhance the livelihoods and the income of the farming community and also the rural people and women. So if we can address this issue, it will definitely improve the livelihoods of the people.
In continuation to what you said, sir, I would like to say that grassroots technologies are highly underrated technologies. So do you think that there is a need for industries to take up these technologies and scale it up?
Definitely, there should be an interface between the industry and the grassroots level, grassroots entrepreneurs, because many a times the farmers, the grassroots level farmers, they find it take the technology to the public domain. the acceptance level is not much. So we are trying our level best, but the acceptance level is when it is taken for some certification or some authorization from the recognized agencies, many times farmers find it difficult to cross that step. But we have a lot of good experiences. Like say many of the crop varieties which were innovated by the farmers, they were certified by Spices Board. Like the cardamom Nyallani variety, it was certified by Spices Board, and the Kumbukal variety of pepper. These are all farmer invented varieties, and they are certified by Spices Board. So we have both the good experience and bad experience. So generally speaking, this is the acceptance level of farmers. When we talk about the farmers' technologies, farmers' innovations, the acceptance level it is much low. So we need to focus on that line also.
Sir, but if industries would take up the technologies and would pump money and resources into it, then it would not be against the very idea of the self-sustainability of the grassroots technologies.
Yeah, that is one way of one way to address that issue. But the issue is that many innovators, they are not ready to share with their technologies. See, they are not ready to sell their technology to other people. See, there are innovators who are ready, but there are many innovators. When we start working with an innovation, we take a consent form from the innovator, saying that innovation will not be, without his consent, that innovation will not be made available in the public domain, because many innovators are not interested in sharing their technology to other people. But like the pepper thresher, Mr. P.K. Devi, he was so enterprising. He established his own workshop. He made it successful. There are many technologies like this. There was another one technology, this nutmeg decorticator. Nutmeg decorticator, that one, he has also established a workshop, and he invested a lot of money, and he produced so many machines as he sold it. And also that electro rethreading unit. See, in tire rethreading, usually firewood is used. And one innovator from Thrissur, he used electricity as a fuel for rethreading. So, and that technology, he earned lakhs and lakhs of rupees just by selling his technology. So there are such enterprising, but when it comes to the small farmers, the innovators, many of them are not interested in sharing their technologies. Yeah, that's an issue.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. With this, I come to Dr. Namita Brahma. Dr. Namita. Dr. Namita. Then, Dr. Namita, are you there? I think she has left, or there is some problem with her internet.
Yeah. Namita ma'am is still there. Yeah. Namita ma'am. She's there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am, we can hear you. Dr. Namita, I would like to ask. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for being with us. As we all know that the benefits of using biomass compost is known to the world, but a majority of farmers in many of the states still rely on chemical fertilizer-based farming, on inorganic farming, and are averse to using the biomass compost methods. What can be done? What should be done?
Actually, very first thing is that we have to understand there is a tradition of biomass burning, right?
Ma'am, if you can switch on your switch off your video.
How people take this new change. What they are saying is how to actually say, not burn it, but how to convert it to.
Namita ma'am, if you can switch off your video.
It was on few minutes ago now. Can you now?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying, but I don't know. It was there. Is it on now?
No, if you can switch off your video, then the quality of your audio will improve.
Okay,
because you are
I
not
have
visible.
actually switched off my video.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Please continue.
Okay, so I was saying that actually there is a tradition of burning this biomass, right? Agriculture biomass. So first we need to work with them to make them understand that how it is important to change them to your other products than only just burning, because we are losing a lot of resources in that. So now I can see from some of the interactions earlier where they are changing it to compost, they are again using it. So that's a wonderful actually step, which is environment friendly, which is sustainable, right? So that way we have to work step by step. So first we have to make the farmers who are practicing it understand the technology, why we are doing it, and also at the same point of time there should be some kind of works for social change, their behavioral change and attitudinal change, because at times it takes time for people to change what they are practicing and to change to new practices. It happens even to us. We can understand during COVID, when the first wave of COVID strike us. So during that situation, staying inside home was a very difficult situation for all of us. But slowly and steadily, we accepted your situation and we are able to adjust it. So like that way, so for a social change, we need some time and make them understand the importance why we need to do that change.
Okay, ma'am, but many of the farmers are of the view that, and they express the concern that using the organic manure would not be sufficient to cater to the requirement of large scale farming and production. Is it true?
See, first thing is that when we talk about organic cultivation, the whole area needs to be you're out of chemical fertilizers. First, we have to understand that if any trace of chemical fertilizer is there in the ecosystem, then this whole system of organic is not going to work. And as a whole, we have to think it's not about one farmer or two farmer. And that's why, it takes time. Any kind of conversion from your chemicals to organic needs time. And so there is an incubation period, we can say technically. So during that incubation period, of course, whatever products are coming, it won't be 100% organic because there will be traces, and that's why it will not fetch enough money that in the markets generally organic products fetches, right? So that we have to understand. So maybe in that incubation period, some kind of subsidies from the government, some kind of subsidies from your states should be there so that it can support your farmers, right? Because yes, of course, there are period when a gap period when full-fledgedly it will be organic, they will get 100% organic your tags and they can fetch it to the market a good price. Yes, so that's why we have to understand that linkage, that gap. Somehow we have to fill that gap, and I think once it is fully converted to organic, they will have better income.
Okay, ma'am. In villages, people usually are composting since ages. In different state, it is done differently by different means. As we have seen in the last session, there was some technological modification to it to add value to it. But there cannot be one size fit all type of things. So is it so because in different state it should be done differently with different modifications suited to the local needs, or the theory of one size fits all should be?
No, you're absolutely correct. See, different areas have different temperature regimes, different humidity percentage. So all things we have to keep in mind. So one kind of system or one kind of approach might not be suitable for your whole region or whole of India. So that's why site specific. I think site specific approach should be there, and especially when we talk about this conversion of your organic matter or use of organic fertilizers, as we all of us know that of course that we have been using in different parts of India, different ways and means. So we have been discussing here about rural technologies, right? If I'm not wrong, we have been talking about traditional knowledges. So why not to promote them? Keeping in view the new technologies, along with that, what traditionally being used, how traditionally being used, how that can be upgraded.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. With this, we come to the last leg of our session, and I would again invite Dr. Ajit Prabhu. Dr. Ajit. Dr. Ajit.
Yes. I am here. Yes.
Yes, sir. I would like to ask you the same question that I put, that there exists a huge gap in terms of final prices at which the products are sold and what ends up in the pocket of artisans or craftsmen. What can be done to bridge this gap? How this gap can be narrowed?
In fact, there comes the role of market study. Many a times, what happens, even I was keenly watching and listening to your question about the raw materials you asked regarding that pottery kind of thing. Have we made an assessment about demand and supply? See, that is a question, pertinent question. What is the market of the product? So who will assess this market study? So that there should be an agency to carry out a market study and assess the demand and supply position. What is the demand and what is the supply? Where is the demand? From where is the supply? So India is a huge country. Sometimes demand may be in Assam, supply may be from Kerala or vice versa. So if there can be a mechanism by which can link these agencies, supplier agencies as well as buying agencies, and with proper assessment of marketing strategies, I think that will solve this gap. Otherwise, this gap will remain as a wide gap.
Okay. So with this, we come to Dr. Lalita Ambika, ma'am. Your take on that? Lalita Ambika, ma'am, your take on that, on the marketing of the products? I come to Dr. Namita again. Dr. Namita?
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. Can you tell us something more about how to improve the marketing of the products and how to bridge the existing gap that is there in?
Okay, so with my experience that I have been working with tribal community groups, especially I myself is a tribal from Assam, and I'm working with the Bodo community. I'm from Bodo community, and I'm working with Bodo women. So what we are doing is that the Bodo women are skilled weavers, and all of us know weaving is a traditional skill that most of tribal women have. But what happened is that with the advancement of your say globalization, then new technologies coming, so the women are not able to adapt to the changing situations where lot of varieties of products are coming on with your advanced weaving technologies. So now what happened is they are not able to compete with it. The time they take, the man hours they take, it's huge in terms of their investment. So they are not able to compete. So that's why what we are trying to do is that value addition. So all of us know handlooms are very important. So that's why we're trying to focus it as handlooms, pure handlooms, and that too, whatever products they are doing are actually they do it in a very sustainable and organic way. Organic way means even the threads that are being used are being dyed using your dyes of natural dyes. Okay, colors that are taken out from natural products.
But ma'am,
that way we are trying to bridge that gap where we can do value addition and where we can understand your demand of the market, where we came to know after different studies that there is a demand for pure handlooms, and that too a pure your organic pure product. So that's what we try to do. And
so again comes the question that using only the organic products.
Yes, I can understand. So that's I gave you an example that likewise in case of pottery also there can be such type of value addition where some unique features can be given to it so that it has a unique value and people accept its value.
Okay. So, ma'am, here comes a very pertinent question that as we see in markets, organic products are much costlier than the inorganic ones or their inorganic counterparts.
So we
what
have
can
to
be done to
understand.
reduce the price of
we have to
products?
understand the changing scenarios. Now we talk about plastics, and we know what havoc the plastic is creating to all our ecosystem. Likewise, all the chemicals right around us. So we have to be very practical in our approach.
Okay, but do you have any suggestions ki what can be done to reduce the price of organic products as such?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Enhance our product.
Can you hear?
Now, if you pick any kind of organic products, they are in limited numbers, right? All of us will agree. They are very limited in numbers, and in certain pockets they are being produced. So we have to enhance that production, but keeping in mind the quality, right? We cannot compromise with the quality.
I think Lalita ma'am wants to say something.
Yeah, I'll say
First
something.
thing what we can do is that more and more people should be engaged so that more such your products can be your creative.
Ji. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Anybody, I think speaking,
yeah.
I can hear some voices.
We can see Lalita ma'am wants to say something.
This is regarding this organic fertilizer. Being a chemist, I'm just telling this, and because when we prepare organic manure from like a bio material, bio waste, etc., the NPK value that is very important. NPK value has to be there. NPK value has to be optimum. In maybe in organic fertilizer, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potash. In this, it's my personal view, and I have discussed with certain agricultural scientists also, and they also say so, because suppose I'm taking urea, it's a source of nitrogen, and urea is never you need not consider it as a chemical fertilizer at all. Urea is the optimum quantity of urea means if you add with the biofertilizer, there is no harm. It's like phosphatic fertilizer, phosphatic rocks, powdered phosphatic rocks, and it's naturally available. It is no toxic. There is no toxicity. That phosphates. If you add to your manure, it will enrich the manure, but it is never toxic. But what chemical, what we should be aware of and what we should avoid, that is pesticides and insecticides. But people, the poor farmers, they are worried. Suppose they put urea, it will become this one. It will not be an organic thing. Suppose they put some sodium phosphate, it will not be. It's not like that. So, so for nitrogen source, there is no harm in using urea. Our phosphorus source, there is no harm in using sodium, phosphatic rocks, etc. And but we should avoid or use pesticides and insecticides under strict supervision of agricultural scientists only. Otherwise, there is no harm in. Then, if you add enrich that organic manure with a little bit of urea and rock phosphates and all that, you need not consider it as a chemical fertilizer at all. This is my personal view. Don't quote it or anything, because I'm not an agricultural scientist. And regarding, I know it's from my chemistry point of view. I'm a chemist also, and so from chemistry point of view, I can assure you that these two things are not toxic at all. And regarding pottery, what she was telling, Namita was telling, is absolutely right. Our marketing problem, online marketing has to be promoted to the core, and also, if possible, export also should be promoted, or you should be able to.
Thank you very much. We have Dr. Sivi with us. Dr. Saab, I would like to know what should be done to replicate the local innovation models, so that more and more farmers or potterers or artisans can adopt these and benefit from it.
Yeah. Before that, one on organic farming. Since we are promoting organic farming on a larger scale, we are promoting spices, organic spices or organic tea, and we have been exporting to various countries. So, see how to bring down the price of organic products. See, our experience with the spices, it is very difficult, because spices, actually, they have to they have been cultivating, they have been applying a lot of pesticides and chemicals, and they are being encouraged to do it organic. So they have to do it organic for 3 years. Only after 3 years they will be certified as organic. So during the conversion period, the production will come down, because they have been practicing chemical farming, and when it is converted to organic farming, the productivity will come down, and they have to be compensated. The farmers have to be compensated on that, and after 3 years, it will be it will be stabilized. The productivity will be stabilized. It won't be too high. It won't be too less. So the farmers.
Sir, are you suggesting government should form some sort of rules for subsidizing the farmers?
Exactly, because subsidizing the farmers in terms of certification also, or in terms of providing biomanure and also biopesticides, because that is very important. Because without subsidizing, the pricing cannot be brought down, and if the farmers are not given fair, they will again go for the chemical farming. So unless they are compensated for that, the organic farming will not be successful, because we are completing the entire cycle from farm to fork.
But that, sir, but that would cost a huge burden on our public exchequer. Is it so?
Actually, what we are doing is, sir, actually, see, when we talk about organic farming, we have to provide entire support to the farmers. The training, the inputs, and also the harvesting facilities, and we have to collect from the farmers, directly collecting from the farmers, then going for the processing, validation, and also exporting. So without exporting, we won't be able to give a good price to farmers. See, depending only on domestic market, it won't be easy to market the products on a larger scale, the domestic market. So we have to, the present scenario, we have to go for exports. Then only we will be able to give a premium price to the farmers. So that is our experience, because we have been doing organic for the last 20-25 years. in spices. We are doing it with the spices. But the tribal products, mostly they are a default organic. But if we have to sell it as organic, it has to be certified. Without certification, we cannot sell it as organic. Although it will be default organic, but without certification, it is difficult to sell as organic products. So that cost element is there.
Thank you very much for your insight, sir. But I would like to come to our question: what should be done to replicate the local models so that more and more farmers and artisans could adopt it across the country?
Yeah. Okay. I think what I have suggested earlier. So you see, Dr. Lilidambika was talking about pottery. So I think a cluster approach would be more feasible, because when we come to an individual producer, the problem of economies of scale is an issue. When we come to a single producer, whether it is a farmer, whether it is a craftsman. So if we can promote a cluster approach, because in Kerala we have a lot of clusters, like a queer cluster is there. Then we have the cluster of this plywood manufacturing units. We have the rubber producers, rubber manufacturers cluster. So there are different types of clusters. So why don't we think about a cluster? Why don't we think about a cluster approach, so that the craftsmen, they can be given better facilities. They can be given better facilities for a product development, marketing, branding, because although it's a local product, it has to compete with the international market. It has to compete with the international product, MNC products. So just by saying that it's a local product and everybody has to buy it, it is in the market, nothing will work. Only this marketing will work. So the product has to be competitive. Whether it's a rural product, whether it's a product from the rural farmer, the product has to be competitive in the market. So in order to be competitive, the presentation style and the branding, trademark, everything has to be there. So an individual producer, a single producer, may not be able to afford all these things. So we need to go for a cluster approach. So in the present situation, we have that a better policy from the government for promoting producer organizations, even for the pottery producers or for any type of producers. They can go for producer organizations, and the government is supporting a lot on that. So,
sir, Namita ma'am, I'd like to interrupt. Namita ma'am wants to say something. Namita ma'am. Namita ji.
We have started some FPOs, okay, farmers producer group. But now situation happens in that sometimes even the farmers cannot support the 1,000 rupees that needs to be collected among the farmers. Am I correct, Dr. Sibu? These are some ground situations where actually there is a need from government intervention, that some kind of seed money, some kind of your support that should come to even FPOs in certain situations. Yes, of course, we are as in your organization there, but it is always difficult on our part also to extend that similar kind of support to every FPOs in the area. So definitely, I really agree with Dr. Sibu's comment as yes, we really need to give stress on cluster development to FPOs, and there should be strong kind of support from the government initiative. Yes, thank you. Please go ahead, Dr. Sibu.
Yeah, I think even FPOs, even individual FPOs, they may not be able to address all the problems of the issues of the farmers. So a wider network of FPOs, that is again in the next step that has to take place. So since the government is putting a lot of fund in that area, I think there should be a serious discussion on that, how to network these producer organizations, whether it is farmer organizations or whether it is other producers. So a network of these producer organizations and some arrangements should be made so that the products can be taken at a higher level or even at the international level. So I think in those areas, more discussions are to be done, and how to the modus operandi of that network of producer organizations and the type of government assistance. These things are to be discussed.
Thank you very much. And with this, I thank all of the guests, esteemed guests who had beared with us. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir and ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.